ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Dom Slays. How the fuck are we doing, man? I hope you're well. I hope you're chilling. Happy motherfucking Monday. How is everybody, man? Like I said, I hope you're well. We're chilling. Today is May 15th. We are well underway into May. We're gonna have a little bit of a weekly update for you guys, and then we're gonna talk about something kind of interesting. We'll have like a little discussion segment. We're gonna have a little chit chat, you know what I'm saying, and then we'll hop right into reactions and reviews. So, with that said, let's talk. So, weekly updates, all that good stuff. Oh, and today, like I said, is May 15th, but today is episode 121 of the Music Mondays podcast, which is pretty fucking insane. So, let me grab my monster, and then we're gonna talk weekly updates. Alright, Episode 120 of the Music Mondays podcast is available on all platforms and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. Huge shout out to anybody that tuned in, showed love, and submitted their work, whether you submitted tracks or anything like that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is much appreciated. And of course, it's available on the YouTube channel as well. Every single episode of the Music Mondays podcast is available on the YouTube channel. Yeah, one thing that I noticed over the week, we hit 160 subscribers on the main channel, which is amazing. We've been at that for a couple weeks, so huge shout out to everybody who subbed to the channel, and if you haven't, definitely consider subscribing, because we upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. But like I said, episode 120 is available on all platforms and wherever you listen to podcasts, including YouTube. The Monthly, Volume 2, is available on our SoundCloud right now. The Monthly is our monthly playlist curated by our Music Monday staff curator, Deep Rest. That's a playlist that's mainly filled with Deep Rest picks that are of his taste and what he kind of has his eye on. So it's a very intimate Deep Rest playlist. If you're into SoundCloud Sunday, you're definitely going to enjoy The Monthly as well. So, again, The Monthly is live, Volume 2, right now on our SoundCloud. Huge shout out to Deep Rest and huge shout out to anybody that checked that out as well. A new YouTube upload is available right now on the channel. Last week we had a discussion segment on being genuine and really what it means to kind of fully commit to full-time content creation and full-time, just full-time anything, realistically. Full-time music, full-time art, full-time all of it. And we had a discussion last week to talk about really kind of how you can navigate that space and really do things in an honest way while kind of still being productive. So it's a really interesting segment, but if you missed it, definitely go check that out on the channel. And like I said, we upload every Thursday and Saturday, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And huge shout out to everybody that already has. Road to 170 begins. Underground Classics, Volume 8 is also available on our SoundCloud. Again, that is our monthly playlist where the staff curates a fine selection of underground classics. And what is an underground classic? How do we define that? Anything that kind of made an impact on our scene, or maybe even a specific genre. That's really where that comes into play. And Underground Classics gets released every Monday. Or no, not every Monday, I'm sorry, every month. So just keep that in mind. So we'll be releasing Volume 9 in June, but Volume 8 is available for May right now. That was curated by me this month. Next month we'll be having a different staff member get in there and really give you a taste of what inspired them in the underground scene and what they perceive to be underground classics. But definitely go check that out. That's actually a really good playlist too. I think I did like volume 6 and volume 8. I know Waterfalls did one. I think Raylo did one. I should have Heretic do one. Having Heretic do one would be sick. Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna do for sure. 2 brand new articles are available on allmusicmondays.com. One article by me. It's a brand new interview with Sleepy Demons. Huge shout out to Sleepy for taking some time to sit down with me and have a conversation. Now, Sleepy Demons is not a musical creative, but entrenched in the underground scene essentially. Sleepy Demons is a AMV video editor that we sat down with and had a really good conversation. Talked about their roots, talked about their inspirations, their plans for the rest of the year, talked about how their editing process goes, a whole lot of really good stuff. Again, we're like, because I always tell you guys and I always tell the rest of our community, like, despite our name, Music Mondays, we dive into all types of creatives, right? We dive into all types of art forms, whether it be editing, graphic design, fashion, anybody who's an underground independent artist and thinks that they really have some work that deserves to be spotlighted. That's really what we're here for. You know what I mean? We are a media platform. We're not essentially tied down to music. Of course, music is our main focus, right? But we focus on all the aspects that support music as well, right? Like I said, graphics, fashion, artwork, instrumentals, all that stuff. So we have really taken the dive into a pool of creatives that not a lot of people actually do. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people kind of, you know, take that chance to give the other side of creativity some attention. So that's why we do. So the Sleepy Demons interview is live right now. If you'd like to go read that, definitely go check that out. And anybody else that supported it, thank you. We dropped a second article on Saturday. That one is a review by Lord Heretic. Heretic reviewed Oni Inc.'s brand new track that they recently just dropped on their SoundCloud, all platforms, but SoundCloud is where Heretic really got the inspiration to really write about it. So definitely go check that out. That's a short, sweet one, straight to the point. Heretic kind of breaks down Oni's first solo track in, I think, over a year. So that's definitely a really special one. So huge shout out to Heretic and Oni Inc. Definitely go check that one out. So 2 brand new articles this weekend. We ended up doubling up, which was pretty cool. I really thought that was sweet. And then SoundCloud Sunday, Volume 82, is available right now on our SoundCloud as well. That dropped yesterday. If you're watching the show here live, today is Monday, May 15th. But that was curated by myself, Deep Rest, and Waterfalls, our staff curators. Again, best SoundCloud playlist on planet Earth, man. I truly believe that, you know what I mean? Anything outside of SoundCloud is definitely not touching SoundCloud Sunday, for sure. So huge shout out to everybody that submits to SoundCloud Sunday, and huge shout out to anybody that supports SoundCloud Sunday. And again, make sure you show that playlist to your friends. Show that playlist to people that maybe don't make music or are outside of the creative space, man. Because there are a lot of people that would benefit and really support a lot of creatives if they just knew about them. You know what I mean? And that's why we make SoundCloud Sunday such a focus. Because there are still people that upload so much to SoundCloud that are super fucking talented that need a little bit of spotlight, right? And despite what anybody may fucking think, right? You know, is SoundCloud dead? Blah, 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 blah. You know, SoundCloud Sunday kind of proves that's not true. You know what I mean? So a lot of those people still need that attention. So that's why, again, SoundCloud Sunday is just super, super important. So yeah, Volume 82 is available right now on our SoundCloud. Definitely go check that out. Oh, and there's artwork on it by Con Binny. Huge shout out to Con Binny as well. And that brings us to today, Monday. We dropped a shitload of content over the last week or so. But yeah, that's basically your weekly recap. So what's coming up for Music Mondays? I'm gonna be meeting with the staff tomorrow. We're going to be talking a couple of events to kind of finish out the year, but like I had mentioned last week, we're really focusing on a little bit of stream upgrades, getting a decent layout, and some other finer things. But we're also talking out a lot of group plans as well. We have a lot of content pieces that we're working on, and then on top of it, there's a few ideas that again, like I said, we're fleshing out, but are getting close to being finalized. So when I feel that everything is good, I'll go ahead and pull the trigger, and you guys will know as well. But of course, we'll be talking about it here on the show first, anyways. So that's always like standard. But as far as regular scheduled programming goes, we're officially in the middle of May. So in case you missed it monthly, the April edition will be live this week, with graphics by Aster. Last month, I ended up doing them because Aster was on a little bit of a break. So, huge shout out to anybody that saw In Case You Missed It Monthly March edition. But the April edition will be out relatively soon. And then your, again, regular scheduled programming. We already put out Underground Classics for this month, and we already put out the monthly with Depressed. So we're going to be getting into the rest of the stuff. Feature Friday, Workshop Wednesday. We're trying to put together another Behind the Merch episode as well. And then, of course, a couple of other new side projects here or there. So today, after the show, that's really what I'm going to be figuring out. And then, the usual weekly and monthly content will continue. But this next week or so, you guys will know about some interesting events that are coming up. So just keep your eyes peeled 100%. But that's what's coming up on some fresh stuff for Music Mondays and things that are on the schedule. So that's that. Ryuki, what's good? I hope you're well. Welcome, my friend. Come on in. Happy Monday. What's cracking? So before we get into reactions and reviews, I wanted to have another kind of discussion segment this week, because last week we had a really good one about, being genuine and kind of just a really important talking segment last week. But this week will kind of be more of a tip. And this is one that I could really like if I let myself, I could truly get into like a rabbit hole of conversation. So I'm gonna not do that. So what we will do though is break something down that I see a lot of people doing, right? And it's not something that's necessarily bad. And again, let me preface this by saying that if you don't care about this sort of thing, right, that's fine. You know what I mean? This is for the people that kind of do care. So what we're going to be talking about is why promo matters, what's good promo, what's bad promo, what does it all mean, and why do I have to do it? So again, there's going to be people that just don't care, right? And they'll just kind of drop songs whenever, and they're not too interested in numbers and this and this and this, right? Because numbers are merely statistics, and people like to put a lot of emotion behind them, right? But it's really something that is a stat, and it tells how far your work can actually spread. So it's not necessarily something that like holds value to you or your work, but it's something that can tell you a lot about your work. That's why I say it's a tool rather than more so like a sense of worth, because people get that shit really fucked up, and that's a whole other conversation. So yeah, again, if you're kind of not interested in any of that, and you just want to release your music, this conversation definitely is not for you. This is more so for the people that are like complaining on Twitter and Instagram, and they're like, why doesn't anybody run my songs up? Why doesn't this get any plays? Let's break it down. So, a big problem, and the number one thing that I wanted to start off with, is people's kind of promotion tactics, right? And again, I'm not going to go into great detail about this because we could talk for hours about this, and this is really something that I work with people like one-on-one with. But this is something I'm going to share with the community rather than not talk about it, because it is definitely something that I see often. So you have a new song. You upload the new song. Your song's live. It's available on all platforms. You know, maybe you know, you have your YouTube link, you have your SoundCloud link, whatever. Stop, and I emphasize the stop posting links with nothing else. Okay? It's 2023, and I would have thought, you know, the scene would have just gradually moved past doing that and people would kind of catch on, but nobody is clicking that shit. Like, if I'm being really brutally honest, it's more so of you need something to catch the eye, but also a little bit more information on what you're dropping, right? Because I've seen people drop whole projects with just a fucking SoundCloud link, and I'm like, man, I shudder to think you actually give a fuck about anything. You know what I mean? Because my theory with it all is essentially, you'll spend hours in the studio, right? You finally get a song done, and then you go and drop the link, as opposed to you know, dropping it with the cover art, dropping it with tags, dropping it with the title, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? So, like, some people don't even say what the fuck the song name is, and that shit's just like not okay, because a week later you're gonna be like, damn, nobody fucking with me. What do you mean nobody fucking with you, bro? You don't even fuck with yourself. like let's be honest, you know what I mean? So let's be totally real here. Like, you have to put just as much effort into promoting that shit as you do creating it, right? And there'll be people that want to say, oh, like, I don't want to do that. So then get a team, you know what I mean? Get a fucking manager, get somebody that will do it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, like, you're not an artist with an established base, right? Because the ones that do know what the fuck they're doing, and they can do whatever the fuck they want. But for the ones that are trying to build a fan base, man, how do you expect to reach people if you're just out here dropping links? Everybody drops links. What the fuck? Who cares? What makes you any more special than anybody else? So it's like, you know, and again, I preface it by saying it's for the people that care. You know what I mean? Not for the people that just want to drop art. That's fine. Do your thing. Drop however you want to drop. But for the ones that go on the internet and wonder, well, why aren't my drops doing anything? Put a little more effort into fucking promoting it, you know what I mean? Than just tweeting out a link, you know? And again, for the people as to where that may work, those are like one-off kind of like people that have followings from other avenues, people that kind of are just already established elsewhere. That's why you'll see that sort of thing. But if you're fresh and new and you don't have much of a following and you're trying to get to the right audience and you drop a song, post that shit with the cover art, man. Post that shit with the title. Tag the producer, tag the engineer, tag the cover artist. Fuck, bro. Even go back to the old ways where you drop a song, right? And I remember this on Twitter way back when, probably like 2015 type shit. People would like drop a song and then go right under it and then tag a bunch of fucking promo pages. Or what are pages like Music Mondays now? Because now those promo pages they're not really around anymore, but you'll see, you know, your regular kind of media platforms, and that'll at least give you a chance to get checked out, right? And if there's at least some effort behind the post, people are like, wow, he actually gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, they actually care about what they're promoting to us. So start there, you know what I mean? Don't really wonder about why it's not going up, right? You know what I mean? Like, put a little bit more elbow grease into your releases, and I think you'll see why it proves fruitful. You know what I mean? And again, everybody's different. This is the thing that I really like work with people one-on-one with, because again, everybody's different. It's different strokes for different folks. And to the people that don't care about it, again, this isn't really a tip for you. But for the ones that are like, fuck, bro, why are my releases doing shit? Get out there. What do you mean? Like, for example, somebody like Drake could drop right the fuck now and it's gonna get eaten up. He could literally drop a link right now, no cover art, and it's gonna get eaten up. You're not that. You need to get in front of these people. You need to get in front of your audience, regardless of what you make, any genre. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't care if you make folk music, you know what I mean? Like, but if you're not out there promoting yourself, how the fuck are people supposed to find you? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not talking about other artists either. Like, you know, all it takes is some kind of like exposure to your people, realistically. You know what I mean? So that's why that shit matters. And again, I could go on and on and on and on and on about this, but you know, totally something I could break down on you know a deeper level on my personal channel and shit like that. But for that instance and kind of like what we're talking about, man, don't go on the internet and complain about why your releases don't get any love when you don't even love them yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you know, sometimes it sucks, yeah, whatever, but that's the name of the game, you know what I mean? Like, then don't be on the internet at the end of the day. Like, just like stats are a tool, the internet is a tool, right? So you can't look at this shit like it's fucking stressful, because it's a free online tool to expose you to a mass amount of people that will love your content, regardless of whether you make music, you do graphic design, YouTube, whatever. So look at this shit like a tool, you know what I mean? Let the fucking casual scrollers be casual people, you know what I mean? They're civilians. They're not, they're just listeners, you know what I mean? Like, they're regular people. Like, we need this as a tool to get exposed to those bigger audiences. So don't look at it in a negative light, you know what I mean? Because while it may suck, you know what I mean? There are thousands of cases making like pure headlines of people blowing up from their bedroom. And that wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the internet. So, think about that. You know what I mean? Think about that. But, yeah, that'll probably get uploaded on the channel. If you have any thoughts, definitely, comment down below. Drop a like, and subscribe, of course. But, that's that, my friends. That's that. So, shit. Like I said, that's one of those things where like, man, I could talk about that for fucking hours, right? Like I was talking one of my artists ear off last night about this shit, because again, you know, going on tangent, but you guys know, so definitely drop some thoughts if you're watching on YouTube, or you are interested in anything else. And of course, always feel free to let us know if you'd like to see me or anybody else on the staff talk about anything to do with anything, realistically. Tips, tricks, like all sorts of stuff, you know? So feel free. But with that said, you guys know the motherfucking drill, and you know what time it is. You know what time it is. So, decent amount of submissions. I think we have a couple first timers. We have our patrons. We have a couple patrons as well, and some more familiar faces. So tonight will definitely be a good night. But let's talk submissions. So, Zom, Music Mondays. How the fuck do I submit to the show? How do I get on the show? Where do I submit? Why do you submit on Twitter? What the fuck is going on? Well, I'm about to tell you. Tweets will always be in this format every week. Artists and creatives submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on 5/15/23 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/ZomPlays, which is here and now. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links to portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. 4-hour show limit. Must be following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Patreon subscribers submissions played first each week. So, again, much like I mentioned earlier in the show, despite our name, we've reacted to and reviewed a whole selection of independent underground art. Everything from music, vocals, instrumentals, graphic design, merch, fashion, writing, you name it, we've reacted to it. So feel free to drop any sort of work you'd like to see me or us react to here on the show. 4-hour show limit. Again, I kind of explained that a bit more in detail last week, but that's just to make the show more palatable, because we are a weekly show. The majority of people's shows are monthly, you know, so to keep up the quality standard and not put too much pressure on the Music Mondays team and the rest of the community. Because, right, anything over 4 hours, like even sometimes 4 hours is a lot to consume, right? So that's why we capped it off at 4 hours. And realistically, it was just a great way to make the show more palatable for listeners and the rest of the staff team. So that's that. And of course, submissions are always free. So um, we'll never charge you for submissions. We'll never charge you for articles. We don't sell our content. We don't do any of that. We are a very DIY um, for the community platform. So all we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter before you submit. Again, to not only help our community grow, but to pay respects to everybody else that does follow Music Mondays and does wait every week for their submissions to be played. Patreon subscribers submissions played first every week. So we launched in Patreon in March as a way to give the community access to more Music Mondays content that would require extra out of us, right? So in exchange to support the platform every month, you'll be able to gain access to an exclusive amount of Music Mondays content that is early access, unreleased, a whole lot of really great goodies, to be honest with you. And the main attraction there, though, is the Music Mondays Fast Pass, which, again, Patreon subscribers submissions played first each week. So if you're a Patreon, you gain access to the Music Mondays Fast Pass. Basically, your submissions will be played first here on the show every week for the entirety of the time that you're subscribed as a Patreon. So, if you're interested in getting your submissions played first at the height of the show, at the beginning of all of our videos, because mind you, this is uploaded everywhere, right? So when people do watch it, if you want to be first, feel free to head over to our Patreon and check that out. And huge shout out to Aster for our Music Mondays podcast logo as well. And then, of course, subscribe to our Patreon here. And the only other thing that I have to mention, submissions close about an hour to a half hour before the show starts. Again, just to get a head count, and we are a live show, so we tend to keep things free flow. So if you try to squeeze in a submission, you'll probably get denied just because submissions are live for a week. So people that get their links in early are always waiting, and I feel like a week is like a decent time frame. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might just miss it or whatever. So that's the main reason for doing that as well. So yeah. Other than that, my friends, let's take a look at our list tonight. So, like I said, a couple new faces, couple standard community members, and we have one Patreon. Shout out Blank Thought. TDG and SLM. So we have 3 Patreons tonight so far. Yep. Okay. And then New Pat. Actually, we've already reacted to this New Pat. Shout out to New Pat for the submission. But feel free to submit something next week, and we'll be happy to dive right in. So again, Patrons will get played first, and then we'll wrap back around to the rest of our community submissions and see what we have. So up first is the homie Blank Thought. Now, Blank Thought has been absolutely destroying 2023. Has one of the most amazing work ethics for somebody so new to the scene. If you haven't seen our episode of Workshop Wednesday, definitely go check that out if you want a bit of a background on Blank Thought. But holy shit, such a great work ethic. You know what I mean? Like there aren't many people that can work like, you know, the Music Mondays team. To be honest with you, like the Blank Thought fit right in. But even outside of Music Monday stuff, like that work ethic, just man. But a very talented hip hop producer. With somewhat of an alternative and cloud influence as well, submitted a track this week titled "Something Lurking," and it looks like there is a lot of features on this. Let's pop this open in a new tab. Let's get the full experience here. So we got Man the Myth, Know It All, The Cleaver, and Blood Money Perez. Damn. Okay, so I feel like this is Blank Thought's latest project, by the way, but I feel like we haven't heard much from these artists. Like we've seen Blank work with a whole, large crew of artists, but um maybe Man the Myth we've heard a track from or two, but the rest are definitely entirely fresh. So let's check this out. Blank Thought, Something Lurking.
Yeah, most of y'all shooting blanks. Put some thought behind it. Who watches lurk when they lurch. Grassy nose perched on the perp. Universe berserk. Ultraviolet light beams from violent scene. Eyes screams wide shut. Witnesses lips are tight scenes. Denied scenes. Stories die brief. Lonely seeds lives breed. I dream where I beam. How the fuck I achieve the life I lead. Karma, fate, pray emotions don't break. Stakes are high plus drama rates. Inflation lurks. Basements create. Mobilized to estates. No delays. I contemplate the thoughts that won't go away. I must confess that I'm hung. Neglect being done. Swear you hear my steps when I come. Radios can detect the tongue, set you to run. Accept cremation as evidence, punks. Aim from spirits, not less, or a blood graveyard exorcist and shrubs are places left to the scum. Yo, homie, the warning message is evident. Run.
Yo, niggas find out you don't walk that walk, you better run. 22 blew through your new sweater, son. I know those who take cheddar from jumps, trying to stunt in my growth. Karma was my coach chasing chocha. I don't do it for the culture, do it cause I'm tired of eating cold cuts. Every cut is like a cobra clutch, ain't nobody cold as us. They ignite the stove for Dutch, trying to touch ducats. Niggas let it buck where the kids shoot buckets. I escaped the lifestyle, I'm lucky, but the Reaper put hands on my friends, so the subject touchy. God give me what I give back tenfold, touche. With pen, I'm elite nigga like I'm boule. I bought flour, no bouquet in the suitcase. My mentors was tooting bass. Roll 3 dice, shooting ace. Voodoo high, do on stage. Remember me when the pain take me like I'm Pervy Sage. Earl at the thought of getting knocked off at an early age. Put my dirty Nikes on the pearly gates. Can't wait to see what fate give me. Hope it lift me to 100. Keep humble through my hunger. Revenge calling and I hung up. A smart nigga with dumb luck. Everything was on the up and up until a gun thunderstruck. Blank thought.
Jesus. That second verse is crazy.
The shadows, the crown wearer, jeweled out scepter, outlast every era. Epitome of all your terrors, oozing my cheese, more dripping realness. My flow's forever, you can't kill it. Blank thought beat in a skillet, hear me cook. Wild thoughts bring words to fill it, keep my payment off the books. This a pillage, survival of the illest. There's no ceiling or roof to what I'm capable to do. Graveyard shift, already got a hole dug for you. You want a drug or two, comparing yourself to the mountaintop. No sleep, always on the clock. No jewelry, no watch. Never on time, but still on point. Say less while making all the noise. Going ape shit, tearing limbs off at the joint. Dice keep rolling, I play it my way. Both sides of the coin, empire, mind state.
I hover above them seas like an unidentified aerial phenomenon. Lord knows where I was wrong, or how long I've been gone. Me and man like Norbert poem, war reports from the torrid zone. So hold your exhale till you get home. Cause the heat on your back like some columns in Rome. Once it fell, woke up in the hospital, centrally situated in hell. What a spell, mysticism enchanted to sell. Chemical warfare on every face, without a trace of knowing self, nothing frozen well. Gasoline draws on, you know how the ball's gone. Raising rulers to govern until the stars fawn. Aim like Lee Harvey, who and what agency can harm me? No, you don't alarm me.
Damn.
Like invasion knocking at your farm bee. Heavily armed sea, better have Pharaoh's motherfucking army.
Okay.
Shout out my nigga Blank Thought.
Little shout out at the end, little shout out. What is this outro? That was kind of crazy. Wow. Yeah, we need to keep reacting to this whole project because there's no way that's not the best song on the whole project. There's no fucking way. Like, there's no way that that's not the best song on the project. Cause what the fuck, bro? Like, the first 2 verses were so crazy, but the second 2 had like these flows that were so like super unique. SLM TDG, what's good? Hope you're well. couple fellow Music Mondays patrons. Hope you guys are doing swell. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. So, Blank Thought hit us with the fucking heat. First things first. With that said, um, let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about three things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Something Lurking. Man, so much to dissect here. So let's talk about the instrumental. One thing I love about this instrumental, and really the whole track in its entirety, the mix is insane. I'm pretty sure this is a Blank Thought mix, but if it's not, whoever did this did a fucking stellar job. Super crisp. Everything is just, the levels are perfect. Everything is cutting through so nicely through vocals, and like as far as the instrumental goes itself, even the melodies are just a fucking one. So this 100% is like one of the first things I noticed. I was like, wow, this is a really tight mix. So again, whoever engineered this, stellar. So mix is really solid. Let's talk the instrumental itself. Melodies were everything here. Really kind of simple drums to keep the bounce up and just kind of keep it nice and flowy, but the melodies were like wow, and like there was a bass in there that was like what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like everything worked so well. I would, it was me, took a lot of trial and error. It's crazy. The mix is crazy. I love the mix on this. Like you can tell that it's like finely tuned, you know what I mean? Like you can tell 100%. Like that was the first thing I noticed for sure. But yeah, the melodies were really everything in the aspect of like they just worked so well, and like the sound selection on everything was A1. So I'm gonna have to go with the melodies for the Shining Star 100% because the melodies here were really well done. So the instrumental was excellent, really really good foundation for everyone to go crazy on. Um, let's talk vocals because there's a lot to talk about here. So, four verses, and they're all so fucking unique, but they all flow so well together. Um, man. So let me preface this by saying this: the mix is fucking excellent as far as vocals go as well. Everything cuts through so nicely. The melodies just work so well with the vocals. Everything is super leveled. Um, nothing's clashing or too overbearing. Nah, like vocals are like the mix is just really stunning, you know what I mean? Because again, like with so much going on in this track, mixing this kind of shit can go one of two ways. It can be like really really easy, or much like Blank Thought mentioned, a lot of trial and error, a lot of bullshit, a lot of exporting and car tests, and a lot of shit that's like, ugh. So yeah, like mix came out great as far as vocals go as well. Um, man, so let's talk verses. I like there was so much good writing in this track. Like I mentioned, there is no fucking way that this isn't the best song on the whole project. Because this really kind of caught me off guard for the first song of the night. This was like stacked. So Man the Myth and Nodal, I feel like really had a couple of verses that started this song off fucking hot. Like really, really hot. Like more specifically the writing, but I think the delivery was a huge aspect of everybody's verses here. The delivery was like everybody just worked so well together, but they all had their own like very unique vocal style, which is always such a good thing when it comes to these kind of like cipher type tracks, where it's just verse after verse after verse. So that's one thing that's like amazing is that all of the delivery throughout the whole track was like A1. That's one thing that right off the bat I was like, wow. Like each verse kind of flowed really effortlessly. And it was like, you know, you got to credit that kind of shit to structure. You know what I mean? Because this could be a completely different track just off 2 clicks. You know what I mean? So it's like structure was another thing that kind of like on the first listen I was like, oh yeah, this is like it like did it for me, you know what I mean? Like when you're first listening to a song and everything just kind of connects how your brain wants it to connect. That's what that did. So structure was everything here. Um so Man the Myth and Know It All really kind of started off strong, and the Cleaver and Blood Money Perez came through on some different types of flows and really like spiced up the track a bit and made for like a really cool outro. Because Man the Myth and Know It All were super like insanely written verses, really good delivery, and then you switch to Cleaver and Perez and it's like you have these like bouncy flows and you're getting more into like wordplay and you're getting more into like rhyme schemes, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is like fucking crazy. So each half of this song was the same vibe, but with just like captured with two different sets of artists, and the way it flowed was just perfect. So I'm gonna have to say structure, to be honest with you, because it's clear that everything was written insanely well here. So I feel like saying writing is like the easy cop out. So structure is something that's probably really underrated here, and something that, again, as a first time listener, that was something that struck me. So structure definitely when it comes to vocals, 100%. But again, the mix is like a strong second because the mix is like fuck me. So instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk theme. Man, oh man, oh man. So let's talk aesthetics first. This cover, is really like Blank Thought has such like a specific aesthetic that I feel like we still haven't learned, but I feel like we get closer to understanding it each time. Like it's so, I wouldn't call it like abstract, cuz like nah, I've seen more like abstract kind of things. It's just such a specific style. Like some of the it's like old school paintings mixed with like slight like eerie ambient art, you know? And I feel like this cover really speaks to that. You know what I mean? Like really really fucking speaks to that. For a project cover, this is what I will say. This bangs for a project cover. I mean, yeah, sure, it'd probably bang as a single, but this is 100% like hits the spot for me um for a project cover. Like not even a question. And like look at the quality on it too. Like that's one thing about it too is like just having like decent quality for whatever you choose. I know we spoke about this like a couple weeks ago, but you know, just having decent quality for whatever you choose is like the number one thing. You know what I mean? And again, top notch quality. You know what I mean? Like it's 100% 1080. It looks nice. So well done. Something lurking the overall theme. You know, again, not really one of those tracks where these artists kind of sat down and were like, okay, let's write about this. Here's my verse. You kind of write a verse around what I'm talking about. Like kind of, but I feel like they all came at this instrumental in a similar sonic aspect than they did a written or like theme aspect, which is fine. Again, you know what I mean, because this is all about writing and lyrics and delivery here. And then of course showing off the Blank Thought production. You know what I mean? So not really like a theme that like would really like super jump out at you, but definitely one of those showcasings of lyricism, artistry, and just overall flow and cadence. You know what I mean? Like this is a true showcase. And you know, underground kind of cipher styles like this are really aren't common anymore. So like it's really typical that Blank Thought puts these together like constantly. So I like this. I like this a lot. Well done. And with that said, a huge shout out to Blank Thought. Make sure you follow Blank Thought on Bandcamp, man. And of course, make sure you follow Blank Thought on Twitter at Blank Thought. Blank Thought is approaching, damn, 2 away from 910. Let's go, baby. Make sure you follow Blank Thought on Twitter as well. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 170 subscribers on the main channel. Huge shout out to everybody that got us to 160. You guys are amazing. and consider subscribing because we upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of great stuff is available on the channel. So go check out these artists and the channel, my friends. Let's continue on. So, up next, we have our next Music Mondays Patreon, TDG, aka Till the Grave. And they submitted their track Wake Up, first song off my debut album, The To-Do List, prod by me, Wake Up. Now, TDG is a wonderful alternative hip-hop artist that has been, again, really taken 2023 by storm, and kind of been just constantly putting out work, which is just like, you just love to see that, you know what I mean? But this is the first we're hearing about TDG's first album, so this should be really, really cool. Wake Up. So let's take a look. Now let's see if we have a private link here. Okay, yeah. So we got a private link here. So we're getting the exclusive treatment, okay? Getting the exclusive treatment. The first song on my debut album, The To-Do List, Wake Up, mixed and mastered by Cole Gerard. Shout out to Cole, baby. Let's fucking get it. Exclusive Music Mondays premiere, TDG, Wake Up.
Alright, it's time to wake up. Alright, but you're not a fake one. I can do it, just gon' take guts. Doors in the way, gotta break them. Acting out, can't wait some. Get to it, a bag, make one. If no path, create one. Snap out of bed, I'm so out of bed. Thoughts crowding and I'm surrounded.
What the fuck?
Gotta break out, dig deep down, stand sound. Be what you be about. Make ground, didn't see. Now I see now what it means now. Understand, yeah. A quiet place. I can't speak now, a dying state.
This beat is crazy.
I need a clean, if I just do it, I won't stress. Time I'm busting fast, breaking into treasure chests. I'ma get a bag, get a check. Don't matter what it takes. Right now in my mom's bed, damn. I ain't got no fans, ain't no bands in my damn pants. Damn, so I'ma get out the stream. What it seems. So I'ma get out this dream. What it seems to be, not what it seems to me. Hot and puffing steam, need some Z's. I can't sleep, PTSD, all I see. I'm a ghost of me. Alright, it's time to wake up. Alright, be not a fake one. I can do it, just gon' take guts. Doors in the way, gotta break up. Acting now, can't wait some. Get you where a bag, you gotta make one. If no path, create one. I ain't gonna put up shit. Now I'ma do it, keep up the movement. Only to me, I'ma prove it. Stress, sweat, and fluids, cause I know I got a lot on the to-do list. Gotta get them checks, no more running through it. Damn, or else someone else will do it. Whoa.
Damn, blood. Holy shit. This is the gas pack. Yo, this is... What the fuck, bro? The crap was good, homie. Hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Alright. So, listen up. This is crazy. This is 100% top 3 TDG tracks for me. Top 3 for sure. Fuck, man. And it ain't 3. Like, holy fuck. What a track for like first project, like, wow. Literally the definition of like alternative, like raw hip hop, you know what I mean? But this fucking instrumental though, this instrumental is like I had to go back and click to make sure. I was like, prod by me. I was like, okay, because this is fucking crazy. So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. We're gonna talk about 3 things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Wake Up. Man, so listen, this instrumental, what the fuck? Like, let me start off by saying the mix is super, super solid. Cole did a really, really fucking good job here. Like, really, really good job. Nothing clashing to overbearing, but the way everything cuts through, though, like the kick, the 808, like the way everything cuts through on this instrumental, is crazy. So the engineering is A1 here for sure. But wow, is this instrumental like so powerful? Like this instrumental 100% could be a song on its own. Like not even a question. Not even a question. But speaking strictly on the instrumental, sound selection was great. Melodies were like very like went into like a real deep, unique TDG like direction. You know what I mean? Like TDG always goes crazy with like mells and synths. So when it comes to what struck me the most out of this instrumental was definitely the drums because the drums were so powerful, like so powerful. Um, a slightly muddy. It just gave it a nice like real like raw feeling. It definitely gave it some flavor, 100%. Some of my favorite drums from TDG for sure. So yeah, drums definitely shining star. Kept up the bounce, knocked really hard. Again, mixed with stellar drums all day here for sure. Vocals. Um, this was a crazy like TDG just fucking went off on this. Like writing was really solid. Vocal mix was definitely solid too. By the way, again, nothing clashing to overbearing. They definitely sit nicely on the instrumental. But what I love about the mix though is like how everything cuts through. Again, like it just sounds really solid. Cole snapped on the mix. 100% snapped on the mix. Yeah, so mix is great, but this was one of those like roller coaster tracks that just never dropped. You know what I mean? It just never like it was just an infinite climb. It was just a fucking infinite climb. So totally like you're just like absorbing like all of the lyrics, all of like the cadence and you know, the flow is definitely a close shining star for me, but like the delivery is like some of the best we've heard from TDG. It's like confident. It's like it's something about this delivery. Like it just feels project alike, and it feels like TDG kind of like hit it like a new level of not only like recording, but mixing that with like Cole's mix and like making instrumentals that are like they're not like again abstract or like the like experimental, right? But they're super like alternative to like what you'd normally get out of like you know a trap hip hop instrumental things like that totally like you know spices things up a little bit and mixing that with TDG vocals is like man. So flow and cadence definitely like a close second, but I'm gonna have to go with delivery for the shining star here because I really like the delivery. Sounds confident, sounds like ready. You know what I mean? So delivery all day there for sure. Let's talk theme though. So aesthetics. Um, crazy ass piece of art right here. I kind of like the pieces that make you think and the pieces that are like not like overdone and like super like um I don't know, like sometimes people can make these pieces and they just look weird. This one definitely gives me like a warm kind of like space feeling almost. Like it's a very unique piece for sure. I don't know if that's final album art or not, but either way, it definitely fits the vibe for sure. Um Overall theme, wake up. Realistically, there's probably an underlying theme here, but this is one you'd have to dissect over several listens and really have lyrics in front of you to kind of like fully think about what TDG was touching on here. Because there were a couple of bars that were connected, but there were a lot of bars that kind of threw the theme in like a different direction. So there's a couple of ways that you could perceive a track like this. And this is definitely a theme that's more for TDG than it is for like an open listener. I think the listener can just appreciate like again the delivery, the hip hop element of it, the real like flow and cadence, and the way that TDG just kind of uh really starts spewing like for what No, 2 minutes straight. Yeah, no, like there wasn't like any dry spots. Like there was a lot of lyrical substance here. You know what I mean? So again, this is one you'd have to break down over several listens and kind of um dissect for yourself what TDG's kind of overall meaning could be for this track, right? Because there's a couple of ways that you could go from it, but again, I kind of have a feeling that this was a very like theme for TDG rather than like a overall like super jump at you kind of theme, you know? Which is okay, you know what I mean? Themes like this are great. And it keeps a lot of things like mysterious but also very simple at the same time. You know what I mean? So that's one really, really great thing about this. 100%. So with that said, a huge shout out to TDG. Thank you for letting us premiere your brand new track, Wake Up. Make sure you follow TDG on SoundCloud. Literally one follower away from 980. And of course, follow TDG on Twitter. 5 followers away from 160. Okay, so go show TDG some love, chat, alright? And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 170 subscribers on the main channel. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff is available on the channel. So make sure you go check that out and go support these artists. How we doing, chat? Let's fucking get it. We are well underway, and we are about to cook up our next Music Mondays Patreon and our last Patreon of the night. So, up next, we got the homie SLM, and again, a very, very talented alternative hip-hop artist, somewhat of a cloud artist as well, has a couple different genres that we've really seen from SLM, right? But a very unique artist nonetheless, and they submitted a track titled, let's see what else, see what SLM got here for us. Other Room featuring Anthony Floyd. And featuring Anthony Floyd, cover art by Monago Art. Huge shout out to Michael, man. Banger. Another fucking banger. I don't know. I don't know how he does it. Like shit like this is magnificent, if we're being honest with you. Like, damn. Okay. Alright. Track 2 featuring Anthony Floyd. Produced and mixed by SLM. Writing and vocals by SLM and Anthony Floyd. Covered by Michael Monago. The song will be out everywhere ahead of the project on May 24th. Okay. So 20 hours ago. This is like brand spanking new. So we're getting some shit like right off the press here. Excellent. I'm with it. Let's hop into it, chat. SLM, Other Room, featuring Anthony Floyd.
Hit me
Okay, that was cooked. That was like really, really fucking cooked. That was a real trip, if I'm being honest with you. That shit got me in a trance. I was like, holy fuck, dude. Okay, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Produced and mixed by SLM. Writing and vocals by SLM and Anthony Floyd. So, and it's tagged alternative rock. Definitely like one of the most like alternative rock songs that we've heard from SLM. We've definitely heard a couple from the Deadlighters duo for sure. Definitely. But yeah, let's break this one down because much to discuss here. 100%. We're gonna talk about three things. We talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Other Room. So man, oh man, oh man, theme is gonna be crazy. So let's talk instrumental. Instrumental is really, really like. So the mix is solid. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Everything flows nicely. Vocals sit nice. Instrumental mix is great. But as far as the instrumental itself goes, a couple of different like wonderful like genre mixes I'm getting here. Like for sure alternative rock, but then I got like a little sense of like alternative lo-fi as well. And like the guitar is just like so fucking good. It is so good, but the drums are like the drums kind of like keep up that like slight bounce, yeah, but it also adds like a little bit of personality as well. Definitely. As far as the Shining Star goes, man, but gotta be the guitar. It's for sure. It's gotta be the guitar, like 100%. Um, played such an emotional part in the song. It was almost like the third artist. You know what I mean? So, definitely the guitar. Not even a question. Um, let's talk vocals. So mix is great. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Again, like I said, I like how it sits on the instrumental. Cuts through nicely. Everything is super flush. Definitely, a really crisp mix. But overall vocals, this is like really interesting because we've maybe seen SLM kind of play with the pitch and do different experimental things with vocals, maybe like one or two times. But this track definitely like uses it a lot, and it's such like it shows SLM's like versatility to make like anything work in almost any fashion, but make it completely in the style of SLM Deadlighters. So like that's what I thought was like really crazy is kind of like using the pitch in like a setting like this, you know what I mean? As to where it's more alternative, it's slower, it's a bit more emotional, and still made it sound really solid. So that's what I love about the vocals themselves as well, like 100%. Um, writing was really really solid, but one thing I enjoyed about this track is the overall structure of everything, where the verses were placed, where Anthony comes in. It kind of was refreshing to um not know what was coming next, but also like kind of have that consistency. So it was a nice mix between the two. So structure was like really fucking solid here. Made this again really enjoyable to kind of get like a first listen on. So structure absolutely. Um so instrumental, very much solid. Gotta be the guitar. Vocals definitely a structure. I love mix on both of these though. Um let's talk overall theme. So aesthetics, we have Michael Monago on the artwork again, and it's always these like, oh, these kind of like, because again, it's not really abstract. It's just super unique, and it always reminds me of like Twilight space and like um something like an infinite loop. You know what I mean? Every time I look at these images, it just reminds me of like an infinite loop or like another not like another dimension, but like another, I guess, even like timeline or something. Like these pieces are super deep. Like they're very, very deep for sure. So that's the thing there. It's like it's simple to the eye, but the more you look at it, the more you feel. You know what I mean? The reference pic I sent Mike was a color pencil drawing of a bunch of guys with flashlights. Holy shit. Holy shit. What the fuck? Yeah, I could totally see, like, this is why, certain graphic designers and certain artists in general are like super underrated, because this is a really solid piece, like, especially for cover art though, like more specifically cover artists that can go in and take like a reference pic and just kind of like, not necessarily deep fry it, but really like spice it the fuck up. This is really well done. Shout out Michael, for sure. So, let's talk overall theme. Other Room is kind of an interesting one. Um, I feel like, you know, man, this was definitely more of a theme for SLM and Anthony, definitely centering their lyrics around like just filled with emotion, and like we definitely got a little bit of that like poetic style as well from SLM. But man, like this is definitely like, I wouldn't say like a personal theme, but definitely one of those themes that like it's like for the artist, and the artist kind of writes their, not necessarily feelings, but they write their kind of version of what's going on, or say like an extension of like a situation. So there are so many ways that songs can be written, and SLM definitely has like such a poetic yet like um just consistent way of writing. It's like just crazy. And this one kind of feels like a level up as well from like the regular SLM tracks that we've reviewed in the past, right? Definitely feels like just another step. You know what I mean? It feels like SLM is like really like breaking through their current ceiling, because this sounds like an upgrade. You know what I mean? It really sounds like an upgrade. That's one thing about this that I did notice as well. But again, kind of like a theme that probably has a deeper meaning to Deadlighters, and really one that again you could probably dissect over multiple listens as a supporter. But this is definitely one that again is like written for and from you as an artist, right? So, um, wow, wow. So, definitely be on the lookout for SLM's new fucking project, because this just took us on a trip, man. This definitely just took us on a trip. Well fucking done. Huge shout out to SLM. Thank you so much for this submission, my friend. And of course, make sure you follow SLM on SoundCloud. Literally 7 away from 50. That's a great milestone, man. Go follow SLM on the cloud, man. Shit. Make sure you follow SLM on Twitter as well. Literally 3 follows away from 330. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 170 subaroonies on the main channel, my friend. And like I said, consider subscribing, man. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast uploads, exclusive segments, underground tips and tricks, a whole lot of good stuff is available on the channel. So make sure you go show the channel and these artists some love. So let's fucking get into it. That was every single one of our Music Mondays Patreons. So huge shout out to our crew over on Patreon. Thank you guys for pledging to Music Mondays. But let's continue on, my friends, because we have a whole lot of community submissions to get into. So, up first is the oh man, the homie Hoodie Hilltop, and they have a brand new visual Tech Deck V2.3E music video on my birthday. Wait, so is today Hoodie's birthday? Let's go check. Is it today? Doesn't say. Well, if it is, happy birthday. If it's not, happy belated birthday. But let's see what we got here, because Hoodie is one hell of a fucking talented alternative hip hop artist. For sure. Last week we had a really crazy visual from them as well. So I'm sure this week's is gonna be like fucking cooked. So hold on. Let's crank up the quality here. Let's go max sound. Let's see what we got. Fraud Alien Neighborhood. Lyrics and description. Okay, we love that. We love that for sure. Alright. Damn. So Hoodie just drops visuals like crazy. That's actually fire. Like, that's actually really, really fire. Alright. Let's get into it. Hoodie Hilltop Tech Deck V2.3E. Let's go.
Not cause why you tripping like you win, pop the tab. Gotta go to working like scientists in the lab. Every time I rap, you know I'm snapping like a crab. Every track I heard from you was capping when you rap. Your verse so boring shit made me start napping when you rap. Yapping that my homie had this action get you packed. Laughing at your ass is asking what was up with that. And then I ask you what that happened before I smack you off the mat. Walking to the store and walking.
Damn, I knew it was coming.
Out the house and it's apparent why you shorty on me. I don't run from cops, that's a great way to commit suicide. I don't run from ops, it's a great day to commit homicide. I am on the block, you can say the word no, I'ma slide. You can get six like Anthony Hopkins and I'ma slide. Sex tape on a handy cam, thanks Sony, you killed it, homie. Neck break on a handstand, I ate the pussy to drill it slowly. Tech deck on a bitch ass, got wood on me like Paul Bunyan. Gotta hit him with the new flow, yo, top 5 better start running. If a rapper got shit to say to me, eat my dick in both nuts. I sock him in his jaw one time, I've been leaning on you like he pulled up. A lot of y'all trying to copy me, I had
Damn.
to switch my flows up. Yo, bitch got a yeast infection, might wanna get the dose up. Googleable with the head game, bro, y'all gotta look a throwed up. So-and-so started rapping about you, I'm better, bitch, so what? Bitch, I'm mid like Bill Skarsgård, self-harm mark on my arm full of cigar scars, stop motion in the booth, Tim Burton lurking with
What
the
the
side
fuck?
nine in his tooth, anti-cop proof, 100 proof still, hit fast forward, sure to see me in the booth still. Shit's too real, too crazy to be too pilled, tapping at my capsule till my tummy and my tooth kills, tag it to the lid, I'm tackling the tubes ill, trample on my testicles for testing how your boots feel, tell the rapper fuck with me, wanna get his crew killed, turn a rapper to a 10 to 5 o'clock newsreel, animals are loose because the cages in the zoo feel, who's really you and who's the you let the bitches see, I let the bitches see, I'm more freaky than I pretend to be, I hit it from the back, it's from the leak about the wettest dreams, and they the bitch that they the bitch, or watching Human Centipede, paper box like a bank teller, if you drop a triple dick, you know I'm finna take hella, I don't fuck with anything unless it make the paint melt, I'ma take another, I'm not trying to feel the pain still, peeking more than meters or avoid it in the blind spot, don't drink anything and be careful with the my drops, I don't like cops, but I love to watch them die off, I would eat the Bible if it's something I get high off, oh my god, I be
Damn, what the fuck?
Contemplate on really trying to test fate. I be in the X-Files, I be on the next page. Guarantee you see me coming like you was my ex-face.
And just like that, holy shit. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Dude, the fucking writing in this was crazy. Actually crazy. Oh my god. I'm just gonna tell you right now, writing's definitely a shining star for vocals. Writing was fucking nuts. Okay. So let's break this down. We're gonna talk about 3 things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we'll talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the visual, aka the official music video. So, man, oh man, oh man, this instrumental was kind of interesting. Shout out Alien Neighborhood. But let's talk mix. The mix was great. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals cut through really nicely. So the instrumental mix was real solid. But this instrumental was so fucking unique. Like, the melody was it just kind of caught me off guard. And then when the drums dropped, I was like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. So, drums, man, definitely everything here, for sure. I like the melody, but the drums just gave it so much, it just made it a little bit more grittier, a little bit more grimier, especially the bass. So, and even the sound selection with the drums was like A1. So, I'm gonna have to go drums all day here. Definitely a shining star. Definitely. Let's talk vocals, though, because vocals are fucked. Like, actually crazy. So, mix is great. Again, nothing clashing too overbearing. Vocals sit really nice on this. Everything cuts through great. Everything's leveled nicely. Mix is just stellar. But vocals themselves, man, like, let's be honest, like, flow and cadence are great, and like Hoodie has such a unique voice that that's gonna be fire every time. But with this track in specific, the writing on this was crazy, bro. The bars are like, what the fuck, bro? Like the lyrical substance was nutty, especially towards the end. Like towards the end of this track, I was like, holy shit. And they're not like weird shock value bars, and it's not like it's very believable from Hoodie. Like that's why the delivery is kind of like really clutch here because it's just very believable, but at the same time, like the substance is fucking nuts. So writing here was crazy. The writing and the lyrics were just crazy. So really well done, 100%. The punchlines and the bars were just wow. So instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk the visual. So, um, again, Hoodie coming in and just killing it with the music videos. Like the last one that we saw last week from them was like really fucking solid because it was filmed in like one spot. This one's even more unique in the aspect that like you could literally make this off mobile clips, no cap. Like you for sure could make this off mobile clips and just, film shit throughout like a 24-hour span and have it go fucking crazy. So, this is more of like a horror kind of slightly like darker version of like something we saw last week. And this one's really interesting because it's super simple, but the way it's edited post is like crazy. So whoever edited and put this together did a really, really good job. I'm gonna assume Hoodie, but shit, if not, whoever did, like I said, did a really, really good job. Really good job. And again, we kind of got that feeling last week. That Hoodie was just super comfortable in front of the camera. So it's not a shocker that we're getting a more intense music video here. And I think all of these like smaller shots and like the variety of clips and truly like capturing like how aggressive and dark this song is like perfect. And it's not dark in the aspect of like again like being like edgy, but it's very much like serious, it's confident, it's like the punchlines are like damn, like so I felt like this is a really like appropriate visual and again kind of like simple to film too, so you could literally do this by yourself. And most of this is in post and whoever did this, like I said, did a really, really fucking good job. Shining star for the visual, definitely the editing. I love the editing. Whoever edited this, A1. Just made it like entertaining. You know what I mean? It just made it entertaining with such like simple footage, So that's where that like creative aspect comes in and kind of just, kind of like do what you want, you know what I mean? Like go where your heart kind of feels like, this song wants to take you, So, really fucking well done. And with that said, huge shout out to Hoodie Hilltop. Make sure you go subscribe to Garden Back Records. And of course, make sure you follow Hoodie on Twitter. Literally approaching 850, about 6 away. Go show Hoodie some love on Twitter, my friend. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. Approaching 170 sub-eronies on the main channel, my friends. So consider subscribing, I mean, shit, we upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of really good stuff available on the Music Mondays channel. So, continuing on with the rest of our community submissions, we have a first-time submitting artist by the name of Filter, or FLTR. Filter's official public Twitter account, Euphoria. Okay. Damn. Okay, first time submitting artist. In denial. Alright, hold on. Let's see what we got here. Hold up. And this is actually private, is it not? Holy shit. Yeah, it is. Damn. Art's great. I like the art a lot. I like the raw feel to it for sure. Wait, so... Filter, and then... So wait, like, I don't get it. Like... As new things come to life, old things disappear. Prod filter. Okay, okay, so this is them. Okay, but they go by Dakimo now? I'm guessing. Okay. In Denial featuring Kits. First time submitting artist Dakimo aka Filter. Let's go.
I'ma take this nonsense elsewhere. I have been in nothing else, I swear. Need oxycontin cause I fear my own thoughts. Oh dear. Why the fuck you always trying to tell me off? Voices in my head, always talking, screaming loud. Come through, baby, you think they come in my car. No, I'm not good enough, I ain't in it now. Tell me something I don't already know. Saying I'm not myself, it's too low. Come through, baby, you think they come in my car. No, I'm not good enough, I ain't in it now. Yeah, I said I'd never love you again. Fuck that, I'ma never make a mess. I should've never even let you be my friends. Don't call out the multiple attempts. Yeah, you need to get back. I don't wanna hear that. All your pockets mismatched. Now you never hit back. I've been trying to get through to you on God. I've been watching from the bottom. You gon' see me on top. That's what I said to you last night. I got so many things to do. I might just cut you off. Now get out my life. I've been up for too long. You don't gotta tell me twice. Why the fuck you always trying to tell me off? Voices in my head, always talking, screaming loud. Come through, baby, you think they come in my car. No, I'm not good enough, I ain't in it now. Tell me something I don't already know. Saying I'm not myself, it's too low. Come through, baby, you think they come in my car. No, I'm not good enough, I ain't in it now.
Okay. That was for sure a trip. What the fuck? Like that had me feeling very conflicted in both good ways though. Like that was a very much like wow. All right. So man, let's break it down. Shit. We're talking about three things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of In Denial. Man, oh man, oh man. So let's talk instrumental first. What a powerful fucking instrumental. Definitely not where I thought this was gonna go from the start, like at all. Mix is pretty solid. Nothing clashing too overbearing at all. The kind of bass is like such a leading factor in this track. So when it comes to the mix, it's definitely like pretty forgiving for sure. So the mix is solid, pretty crisp, tight around the edges. Vocals definitely sit nice too. So Shining Star, the instrumental, this is kind of interesting because the bass is just playing such like a leading role here, and it's so fucking solid throughout the whole track that I feel like we have to go with the bass. Like the bass is basically a feature at this point. Like definitely. So the bass has got to be the Shining Star for sure. Structure is a close second. I like the instrumental structure though, for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the bass, definitely. Let's talk vocals though. So when it comes to vocals, man, again, it makes it solid. Vocals sit nice. Nothing clashing, too overbearing that much. Really tight and well-rounded vocal mix as well, to be honest with you. I like the like raw approach, but it's still very crisp as well. So as far as the vocals themselves go, I love the writing. I love the delivery a lot, but the thing that I really liked was the structure. The way everything flowed like super like effortlessly, but like still like kept you like waiting for that drop. Like it's not just like constantly like banging throughout the whole song. It like there's time for this instrumental to breathe, which I thought was really solid. And then the vocals got structured around it. So it made like for a pretty palatable like first time listen. I was like really pleased with like how the structure went and just like the whole ride that this song takes you on is a really solid journey from like start to finish, especially if you like not knowing what to expect, like we were here. So I love the structure and how everything ended up in this for sure, especially the outro. Just the small things, you know what I mean, man? The small things make the world of difference. But again, writing was a really close second. I love the writing, and the delivery was super honest and emotional. So, but the thing that took the cake for me, definitely structure for sure. Um, let's talk theme. So, aesthetics. Kind of a simple, almost going to like, um, just like a more like interesting like painting mysterious route. Definitely has more like sentimental or like personal value to uh filter for sure. For sure. So I definitely think it's a solid choice though, because I like the simple color palette, to be honest with you. Very simple colors, and it's minimal, you know? So I like the choice a lot, definitely. Um Overall theme in the Nile is like, man, kind of one that a lot of people could relate to. But if you don't, again, you're gonna appreciate the musical aspect of it. But the overall theme and like how like relatable it is like, it's up there. It's definitely a song that I feel like a lot of people can relate to. But at the same time, it's definitely slightly emotional, and definitely was a bit of an outlet for this artist, and kind of how they could like get certain feelings out, you know what I mean? Like they can really like take time to like write certain shit down in a song, and just expressing that is like fucking different, you know what I mean? It feels insanely good. So when it comes to this theme, and like having it be like super emotional and super personal, it like rides that personal and emotional line, but it's not entirely like a sad song. It's definitely like bringing that like super high energy instrumental with super raw and like personal lyrics, that, you know, there's for sure lines in here that a lot of people can relate to, like 100%. So it kind of brings a nice little mix between two different styles, right? Because like I said, high energy instrumental and kind of more personal, intimate, emotional lyrics. So well done. And with that said, make sure you follow Documel on SoundCloud. Literally, 7 followers away from 40. And of course, make sure you follow them on Twitter as well. Literally 5 away from 20 followers. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 170 subscribers on the main channel, my friends. So make sure you go subscribe if you haven't already. And we upload 2 times a week, man, every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff is available on the channel. So, with that said, make sure you go check out the channel and go show these artists some love. So, before we hop right back in, we are approaching our 2-hour mark here at the show. So, we'll take our quick commercial break here now. We'll be kind of you know, taking a moment to get up, stretch. You guys feel free to use the bathroom, grab a snack, all that good stuff. And we'll be right back with Music Mondays, episode 121. ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Music Mondays podcast. I hope you're chilling. I'm your host, Azam Slays. Hope you had a good break because we are about to hop right back into our community submissions. And we left off with the homie Filter, and up next we got the homie No Name Dread. It's been a while since we got the chance to react to some Dread, and I believe this is a brand new No Name Dread drop. Now, again, Dread is a very, very talented alternative hip hop artist that has such a unique style, a very, very unique style. And I'm definitely excited to dive into this one because, like I said, we don't get the chance to react to Dread much lately, so this will be excellent. 1 day ago, okay. Oh, this cover's crazy. What the fuck? Oh man, Prod Dark Boy, Miss, No Name Dread. Get into it.
BeatStars.com. Ain't gone, but I'm back here again. Life long, we just ride to the end. Leave me alone, I do not need no fans. I left in the past, I don't wanna pretend.
Holy fuck, bro.
But I'm back here again. Life ain't long, we just ride to the end. Leave me alone, I do not need no fans. I left in the past, I don't wanna pretend. You don't wanna miss this. Doing back, tisk, tisk. You don't wanna miss this. You don't wanna miss this.
What the fuck, bro?
BeatStars.com.
Holy shit. Like, man, it's been so long that sometimes you forget, like, how crazy No Name Dread drops are. Like, this was cooked. Like, genuinely fucking cooked. Holy shit. Alright. Let's break it down. So we're talking about three things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Miss. So, let's talk instrumental. Mix is fucking crazy. Nothing clashing, overbearing. Vocals sit great. It bangs. Like, I like the instrumental mix a lot, for sure. Now I believe we've heard Dread Track's Prod Dark Boy before. I'm pretty sure we have. Because that's definitely a name I recognize 100%. So this is definitely like a solid duo from what I remember. And man, it just brings like dark trap to like a whole new level, man. Like the mel is like not entirely like super dark or you know, dreary and gray, but the drums have this like insane aura about them, man. The drums are fucking crazy. But the structure's really solid too. I like the instrumental structure. Like it's constantly switching. It's like it's giving everything room to breathe. So I'm a big fan of this structure too. I might even say structure is the shining star, to be honest with you. I really am a big fan of this structure for sure. So yeah, instrumental solid, structure's definitely shining star. Um, let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is fucking stellar. Again, vocals sit really, really nice on this instrumental. Everything cuts through nicely. Nothing's clashing, overbearing. For the most part, you know, we can always expect that from a Dread track. Nothing new there, to be honest with you. Like everything we've reacted to in Dread's past, whether it be an older track, a newer track, everything has had like a really solid mix. So no surprise there. Just always got to recognize it though. So so much to just talk about in this track when it comes to vocals, man. Like the hook is crazy, the writing is crazy, the delivery is crazy, the pitch on the vocals is even crazier. Dread's like Dread's skill with these pitch down vocals is so good. Like Dread does it so well, and it's just such a unique style, man. Not many people can get away with it and like make it sound as solid as Dread does. You know what I mean? It's truly like a one of one style. Um, because like I said, sometimes you'll see other people try that shit and it doesn't come out as good. It's not as crisp, as raw. So I'm a big fan of the pitch down vocals for sure. Hook is a close shining star, but the delivery is super passionate and honest. I'm gonna go with the delivery for a shining star, 100%. Super passionate, super honest, and just so like it's like it brings life to this track for sure. So I love the delivery, 100%. Um, let's talk theme. So aesthetics. Like I said, this cover's crazy, man. It reminds me of like those like fantasy paintings like you see in like either like video games or movies, man. Like this is such a retro yet like modern shot. I don't know, something about this just like hits for me. You know what I mean? Something about this just does the job 100%. And then you slap the parental advisory on there and you're good to go. Well done. But let's talk overall theme. Shit. So, you know, no brainer as to why the song is called Miss. Um, you know, a good reflection of the hook, kind of like, you know, the obvious choice. But as far as an overall theme goes, definitely one of those themes that Dread kind of laid it all out there as far as expressing his own feelings and how, you know, he feels and really touching on a couple different not only personal topics but just life topics in general, to be honest with you. Somewhat of like an angry song, but I wouldn't call it anger. I would just say um it has a lot of attitude for sure, but not like a bad attitude. It's a very honest attitude and it's very raw is the word. Very raw lyrically and honest. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that you're always going to get from Dread tracks is pure honesty, regardless of metaphors or, you know, what have you. So that's one thing about this I really enjoyed was how raw and authentic it was. It was super believable and like felt like Dread was really like expressing how they feel inside in, you know, current 2023 times, whether it be like I said through personal bars, personal lyrics, life bars. So kind of a personal song, but not really. It's one of those tracks that like it's just like fuck it, like this is how it is, and you gotta love that attitude. You know what I mean? Because like you just gotta respect the honesty. You know. So with that said, huge shout out to No Name Dread. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you follow Dread on the cloud. One follower away from 220. Okay, one follower. And of course, make sure you follow Dread on Twitter as well. What? Come on. 4 away from 100? Get this motherfucker to 100, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. If you have not already, my friends, we upload every Thursday and Saturday. full podcast episodes, tips and tricks, exclusive segments, exclusive songs, a whole lot of good stuff's going down on the channel. So make sure you go check out the channel and show these artists some love, my friends. So, continuing on, we have a returning artist. I believe their first submission was like last week, or the week before. But Brayden is back, a wonderfully talented alternative artist, by the way. Going South. And we're back with some more familiar artwork as well, which is really cool. So, man, who knows what to expect now? But yeah, just to give you an idea, big fan of the consistent artwork and you know, they're just so unique, to be honest with you. Huge fan of the aesthetics. But regardless, hi Brayden, Going South.
Like my bank account, only hear this shit from the word of mouth. Cut a body, now this shit's going south. All these fit bitches doing it, feel the cloud. Me and the gang gon' make it out. If you're talking tough, then we shoot him down. I'm being quiet, smoking on the loud. Talking tough, now we putting them in the ground. I'm going up like my bank account, only hear this shit from the word of mouth. Cut a body, now this shit's going south. All these fit bitches doing it, feel the cloud. Me and the gang gon' make it out. If you're talking tough, then we shoot him down. I'm being quiet, smoking on the loud. Talking tough, now we putting them in the ground. You said your ex is pissed. What do you want me to do? Either way I see it, I'm gon' fucking lose. All this water on me like I'm on a cruise. I know that she fuck with me, I'll be in her view. Ask me some questions, I want an interview. I don't need a big circle, I only need a few. I'ma pull up, and you will not have a clue. Shawty broke my heart, got me singing all the blues. Still, hold my breath if this collateral. You can't pull your weight, it's nothing about you, I'm just practical. Lay it down. She gon' give you purpose. This game of life you play, you couldn't save it, wasn't worth it. You think you're coming up, you still ain't scratched the surface. You feeding my artillery, these shots you didn't purchase. When leaves locked up, you feeling kinda nervous. DSR gon' rip your body up, it don't concern us. I'm going up like my bank account, only hear this shit from the word of mouth. Cut a body, now this shit's going south. All these fit bitches doing it, feel the cloud. Me and the gang gon' make it out. If you're talking tough, then we shoot him down. I'm being quiet, smoking on the loud. Talking tough, now we putting them in the ground. I'm going up like my bank account, only hear this shit from the word of mouth. Cut a body, now this shit's going south. All these fit bitches doing it, feel the cloud. Me and the gang gon' make it out. If you're talking tough, then we shoot him down. I'm being quiet, smoking on the loud. Talking tough, now we putting them in the ground.
Wow. That was a fucking trip. Holy shit. Okay. This was cooked. This was genuinely fucking cooked. Like, you know, Brayden is still a relatively new artist to the Music Mondays podcast. So this one definitely still kind of caught me off guard. Definitely more of high energy alternative pop vibes for sure, but like coming in with a lot of great trap elements, alternative trap elements as well. Couple things to talk about here, so let's break it down. We're gonna talk about three things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Going South. So, man, oh man, oh man. Instrumental is super high energy, like super fucking high energy, from the drums to the melody. But first things first, the mix is really solid. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Everything knocks really, really hard. Crisp, clean, very tight mix, definitely. This instrumental though, man, it just wow, like fuck, bro. Again, super high energy, but the thing is the melody is such a leading front runner here, but the drums are super hard hitting, but like very bouncy at the same time, like all the way down to the hats. You know what I mean? Like even the hats are like wow. So this producer did a fucking stellar job, like 100%. Man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with the drums though. Drums definitely a shining star, especially the kicks and the 808, man. Like just the drum patterns alone are like okay, you know what I mean? Filled with like a lot of bounce for sure. So drums definitely a shining star there. Let's talk vocals. So, vocal mix is great as well. Very crisp, very clean, super tight vocal mix for sure. Nothing clashing to overbearing at all. Um, Shining star with the vocals. I love the delivery. Writing is definitely a close second, but man, this hook is like it's so memorable. It's a very memorable hook, but it's super catchy too. And just the way it's written and performed is like okay, you know what I mean. It's a very like top tier hook for sure. So hook's definitely a shining star when it comes to vocals, 100%, without a doubt. Um, Overall theme. Let's talk aesthetics. So, like I mentioned, the aesthetic kind of consistency throughout Braden's um songs is like really well done. You know what I mean? And for those of you that are on audio, I highly encourage you to click the song in the description and check this out because um it's such a unique, simple style, and it's probably super easy to come up with concepts and things like that. So I just like the consistency of it, but at the same time, um, it just always goes well. You know what I mean? It just and it not only looks nice, but it's probably like what Braden likes too. You know what I mean? It's very much a preference thing. It's not something you like need to be doing. You know what I mean? So, um, with that said, let's talk overall theme. Going south again. You know, obvious kind of title name from the hook. You know, kind of a no brainer. So you could see where that influence comes from. But this is definitely more of a like fuck you, don't give a fuck kind of track, and definitely got a lot off of their chest when it comes to um shit that like you want to say, but like you can just put in a song and it sounds 10 times better and it doesn't make you look like like it's just an easy way to get either a frustrations out or just b emotions out. You know what I mean? Whether it be anger or any other emotion, um, put it in the track. You know what I mean? And like if you filter it like this, and you deliver it properly, it's super believable and it sounds insane. You know what I mean? Like it sounds really really insane. This is one of the like Braden's last track was definitely high energy too, but that one was more on the personal emotional side. This one's high energy and has like a fuck you kind of message, and it's fire. It's really well done and really well executed. Especially for just one of those kinds of tracks, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't need to have like a super like well written underlying theme for this to be like a really good theme. You know what I mean? Because these kind of high energy like you know just kind of like tracks filled with like a little bit of attitude, a little bit of spice. Like they sound really good in your catalog for sure. So definitely encourage going out of your realm when it comes to songwriting and song ideas. Not necessarily maybe sound wise, but maybe songwriting wise. You know what I mean? But this is well executed. So with that said, a huge shout out to Braden. Thank you so much for this submission, my friend. Much love, and of course, make sure you follow Braden on Spotify and make sure you follow Braden on Twitter. Braden's approaching 20 followers, literally one follower away, man. Shit. Show Braden some love on the bird, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 170 Subaroonies on the main channel, my friend. So make sure you go check out the channel and go show these artists some love. Because we upload 2 times a week, man, every Thursday and Saturday. Exclusive segments, exclusive tracks, full podcast uploads, and a whole lot of good stuff is available on the channel. So make sure you go show the channel and these artists some love. So, up next we have a first time submitting artist by the name of Curiosity. Well. So they submitted a track titled and their caption is wow. So let's see what we got here. First time submitting artists, don't know what to expect. Gonna go in super blind here. 1 month ago, so definitely not old whatsoever. And we have lyrics in description for sure. Lots of love in the comments. Your best? Damn. Lots of love in the comments. Okay. Let's get into it. First time submitting artist Curiosity.
Noir.
Holy shit, bro. Holy fuck. Holy shit, dude. Bro, that was not... I don't know what I was expecting, but this is definitely not what I was expecting. Like, what the fuck? Okay. This is super fucking unique. This is really, really fucking unique. Because, like... So let's just get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things. We'll talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Man. So, let's start with the instrumental. Mix is great. Really fucking solid mix. Nothing clashing, overbearing. Drums knock. Are really crisp. Definitely a solid instrumental mix, 100%. Kind of like a more aggressive take on sort of a rage style, but like even like more aggressive than that, you know what I mean? Like the 808s fucking bang. Like they're just muddy enough, like the drums definitely are the shining star here for sure, without a doubt. I like the melody. The melody brings that like darker feel for sure that this track needs. But the drums really keep up the bounce and they fucking knock. So drums all day. Definitely shining star when it comes to the instrumental. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is crazy good. Crazy good. Especially for like what this track is, right? I mean, look at the waveform. Like it's such an aggressive, high energy beat. It's super filled and it takes up a lot of space, but the vocals sit really nice on this. Nothing is really clashing to overbearing at all. Yeah, man, I'm kind of like a really big fan of like how these vocals and this instrumental work together, for sure. Like the vocals are like raw, but it has like that mix where it's like it just sounds super fucking hard and aggressive, and it sounds like how it's meant to sound. You know what I mean? So, whoever engineered this did a really, really fucking good job, for sure. So vocal mix solid. Vocals, are nuts here. Like really, really fucking nuts. Like I said, I love like the because like the beats dark and it's aggressive, but these vocals are like holy shit. Like very much drill style, um super aggressive style of writing. But mix it with this kind of instrumental, it's almost like darker, which is crazy to say. And I feel like it mixes like super fucking well. You know what I mean? So like I'm kind of torn because I love the writing. Like the writing was like it wasn't too over the top where it wasn't believable, but it was like filled with like a lot of metaphors and like really like dark shit, you know what I mean? But writing is probably a close second because the way that this is delivered, Curiosity is like fucking so high energy on this track, man. Like there's no way that you could hear this and not get turned at the gym, fucking driving, you know, road trips, cleaning the crib, doesn't matter. This is one of those tracks that could get you hype for sure. So I'm gonna say delivery because it's super unique. Like Curiosity's voice is just very very unique. So I like the delivery a lot on this for sure. So drums for the instrumental, delivery for the vocals. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics are fucking great. I not only love like the IRL covers, most of the time they're always solid. This one in specific though, this one in specific has certain like it's just such a great aesthetic to it that it's like how could you not make this cover art? You know what I mean? Like this is a fire photo. This might be one of the best IRL covers I've seen on the show. Like look at that backdrop and got Curiosity in the front. Like that's fucking gas for sure. So again, big fan of the IRL covers. Overall theme is pretty obvious. Like kind of like it's really in the hook. Like Curiosity has a lot of lines, a lot of punchlines, a lot of kind of wordplay on their confidence realistically and like talking that shit like I'm better than you and you and I'm gonna let you know about it. You know what I mean? And it has this real like aggressive, not like I wouldn't say like overly cocky. Like it's not like cocky to where it's like not believable. It's cocky in the aspect it's like, okay, like this motherfucker is like talking his shit and like you can genuinely believe it. You know what I mean? Because of how it's delivered, because of how like it's written too. You know what I mean? Because the lyrics are dark, but like not too dark as to where it's like, you know what I mean? Like so many punchlines in here are like, holy shit. So high energy, super aggressive, and really like is one of those like again I don't give a fuck kind of tracks. You know, so these are like really really like necessary, but also can like just get so many emotions out. You know what I mean? You're really able to spit some shit when you make tracks like these. So well done. With that said, a huge shout out to Curiosity. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Make sure you follow Curiosity on SoundCloud, literally approaching 1.1 on SoundCloud. And of course, make sure you follow Curiosity on Twitter, literally 4 followers away from 360, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. Approaching 170 sub-earnings on the main channel, my friends. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff's available on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love. Let's fucking get it, chat. I hope we're doing good. I hope we're chilling. Huge shout out to anybody that's rocking on the later half of the Music Mondays podcast. So, let's continue on, my friends. Up next, we have a very familiar face here on the Music Mondays podcast. We have a very talented producer by the name of Absolno. Absolno, man, such a talented genre bending producer that can like take any genre and just put their kind of spice on it and really just run with it, man. So Absono submitted Bing Chilling 2-3 final remix. Let's see what we got here. So we're gonna pop this open in a new tab, and this is actually exclusive unreleased Absono. So we're getting a little treat here on the Music Mondays podcast. This could be very, very interesting. Let's take a look here and see what we got from the homie Absono. Exclusive unreleased Absono Bing Chilling 2.3 final remix. Damn. Mm-hmm. Damn. This was nutty. Really, really, really fucking nutty, man. Like, okay. Alright, Absono. Alright. Alright. Let's talk about it. Let's break this one down. We're gonna talk about two things. Because obviously no vocals. Talk about the instrumental, talk about the overall theme of Bing Chilling 2.3. Final remix. Let's talk mix. So mix is really solid. Nothing clashing too overbearing. Nothing really like fighting for space at all. Everything cuts through real nice for sure. That's one thing that you can always count on Absono though for is always a solid mix. So not really a shocker there. We're definitely used to having a pretty consistent Absono mix, but always want to recognize that as well. Man. So the melody's really solid, but I feel like these drums are so well mixed and they have such like a wide personality on this track that I'm gonna definitely say the drums and more specifically the drum patterns, right? kind of like kept up the balance, but they knocked really fucking hard. Like tonight, we've had so many fucking instrumentals that are like perfectly mixed, but not only that, they are fucking knocking, bro. Like really knocking. So that's the thing with this, man, is shit. Drums really did it for me, 100%. So drums definitely a shining star when it comes to the instrumental. Aesthetics, obviously exclusive unreleased Absono, so we just have the Absono logo. And you know, Absono is definitely along the lines of those producers that you know, kind of have that consistent aesthetic branding for themselves, which is always a good thing for sure. But overall theme, I mean, relatively obvious. Again, Absono kind of has a really like good knack for naming their instrumentals. And not even just this one. There are so many cases where we've wrecked to Absono tracks, and you know, Absono genuinely, you know, has a little bit of thought behind their names, and kind of always like, you know, the name always feels like their instrumentals, 100%, for sure. So with that said, huge shout out to Absono. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. And of course, make sure you follow Absono on SoundCloud. Literally 9 away from 40 followers on SoundCloud. And of course, make sure you follow Absono on Twitter. Literally 2 follows away from 350, man. That is a great milestone. And of course, make sure you subscribe to Music Mondays YouTube channel. Every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description. And of course, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Approaching 170 subscribers on the Music Mondays channel. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, tips and tricks, a whole lot of good stuff's available on the channel. So go show the channel and these are some love. Up next, we got the homie, Lil Gab Shorty. And it's been a while since we've heard from them, aka Lil Sticks. So, I'm kind of excited for this. A really, really talented alternative hip-hop artist. And like I said, it's been a minute. And they submitted a track titled How I Move. So, pop this open a new tab. All right. 14 days ago. So, super, super new. About 2 weeks old. Cover art is fucking fire. Whoever did this art killed it. What the fuck? Art is like genuinely fire. Goat check. Lots of love in the comments. Okay. Let's get into it. Lil Sticks, How I Move.
Okay, where should we start? Foxy ladies? Babes in heat? How about the one with 3 X's? Okay, triple sex XX.
Watch how I move, how I gravitate the room. These bitches all on me, cause they know what I can do. Watch how I move, how I gravitate the room. These bitches all on me, cause they know what I can do. No sticks in this bitch, you know I'm coming through. 3 X's at the end, please say it right too. We're searching for my hoe, she already know the rules. Please don't touch my tools, please don't touch my jewels. I'm smoking niggas booze, leave them in the dust, leave them in a rut. I don't give a fuck, no, I got the perfect vision, so I cut them with precision. I don't like your tone, please tell me what's the issue. These bitches acting simple, but they worship at my temple. There's only one of me, ain't no doubles, ain't no twinning. No, I live a reckless living, it ain't easy, but I'm winning. I give these niggas light like God in the beginning. I don't know you really, I don't know you really. Get the fuck up out my face before I get silly. Watch how I move, how I gravitate the room. These bitches all on me, cause they know what I can do. Watch how I move, how I gravitate the room. These bitches all on me, cause they know what I can do.
Damn, what the fuck? Okay, dude. What the fuck, man? So, like I said, it's been a while since we've had the pleasure of reacting to Lil Sticks, and holy this was nuts, man. Wow. Okay, so let's break this down. We're talking about 3 things. We're talking about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of how I move. So, instrumental. Man. Prod Phony Wallace. Man. Mix is great. Let's start there. Nothing clashy, too overbearing. Drums fucking knock. Super crisp. Definitely like the mix on this a lot. I love the melody, but the drums have such a huge part here. Like so many tracks tonight have had this like high aggressive energy, man, and like usually the drums like carry that weight so much, and these drums definitely carried that weight. Believe that. So I'm gonna have to say drums, more specifically the 808 though. I just like the 808 choice and how everything kind of came together. To be honest, everything really complements each other. So sound selection is definitely a close second here as far as this instrumental goes for sure. Um, so yeah, drums definitely a shining star. Let's talk vocals, cause man, Stick sounds crazy on this. So mix is fucking excellent. I like the way the vocals sit on this. Nothing clashy to overbearing at all. Um, vocals sound really like it's just I love the mix. It's got like a darker tone to it. It's not like overdone. Doesn't sound weird. I think it's just right. So I like the vocal mix a lot for sure. Whoever engineered this again did an excellent job. Um, Shining Star, man. I love the delivery throughout the whole song, but it might be the hook. This is definitely like one of those mosh kind of rage, dark, you know, definitely like dark trap style hooks. It's not quite like going into like the metal range or like, like not really alternative rock either. It's definitely bringing like a darker trap style for sure. Which I love. So I think Styx really did their thing on that, 100%. Um, yeah. So definitely this hook. I'm definitely gonna have to go with the hook. Hook's definitely a shining star when it comes to writing, for sure. Um, so yeah, let's talk theme. Aesthetics. I love, 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 love this cover. Like, love this fucking cover. I love this logo. I love the parental advisory. I love how simple it is. You guys know me and the minimalistic covers, man. I love all covers, but you guys know what I mean. Like, this one just fucking hits home and totally is gonna, like, be a cover somebody remembers if they like the song. It's just one of those covers where you're like, yo, that cover's hard as shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is one that you just definitely always remember for sure. So, overall theme, again, definitely kind of in the more, darker trap, rage kind of section. Like, how I move, Lil Six was again kind of like on that fuck you, I don't give a fuck kind of attitude. And the punchlines back it up, and the hook especially backs it the fuck up. You know what I mean? Kind of like one of those not rage genre tracks, but genuinely like the emotion of rage is like prevalent throughout this whole track. And it's one of those tracks again that you can write out, and once you record it and perform it, you're like, damn, that was fucking gas. And like you feel like liberated because you like got those emotions out. You know what I mean? You feel good about yourself, and you're like, holy shit, this is hard as fuck. And then you just play the mix over and over again. You're like, oh, this bangs. So totally a really great party track, really great gym track. Totally one of those high energy, high aggression, just get up and move kind of tracks for sure. And I think Lil Sticks definitely hit the mark on that. And with that said, a huge shout out to Lil Sticks. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you follow Lil Sticks on SoundCloud. Literally, they're approaching 278 away. Go show them some love on SoundCloud. And of course, make sure you show them some love on Twitter. Literally approaching 1.6 on the Bird app. Go show Lil Sticks some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe to Music Money's YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 170 subscribers on the main channel. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Exclusive segments, full podcast episodes, exclusive tracks, and a whole lot of good stuff is available on the channel. So make sure you go to the channel and these artists some love, man. Let's fucking get it, baby. Up next is the homie Avanko. And they actually linked a tweet, which let's see here. Oh, so it's their full project. Dropped about a week ago. Okay, okay, okay. 9 songs, 20 minutes, 34 seconds, no features, no other producers. SoundCloud, Bandcamp, YouTube. Okay, 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 okay. Looks like we'll go with one of the tracks from SoundCloud. And then because of course you know, anytime somebody submits a full project, we always just react to the first one because obviously we don't have time to react to a whole album, but we have plans to create that into a segment. But you'll hear more about that in a later date. But yeah, so this is the first track I believe off of Ivanko's latest project. So hold on, let's go take a look at the full thing. Shout out Ivanko for reposting SoundCloud Sunday. Let's fucking get it, baby. So albums, and then my dreams came true. Okay. So self-produced, I assume mixed and mastered as well. 9 tracks. Okay. So let's get into this first track titled Delirious. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Damn. What an intro to a project. Jesus. Okay. What the fuck, man? So this was not only super fucking unique, actually it's tagged freestyle as well, so that's sick. That's sick. Man. So much to break down here. This is a great first track, you know, a great intro to a project. Definitely would make any first time listener continue listening, right? That's always one of our first kinds of, you know, things that, you know, I take a look at when we get full album submissions is like, is that first track gonna actually bang, or is it gonna bring the listener in, or is it gonna hook people, right? And this definitely will, for sure. So yeah, let's break this down. We're talking about 3 things here. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Delirious. So it's kind of interesting one. And almost it has an interesting theme, but we'll talk about that because one that I kind of enjoy as well. Lots of storytelling for sure, but let's talk instrumental. So mix is solid, nothing clashing too overbearing. Everything's leveled, vocals sit nicely. All in all, a really good instrumental mix for sure. And I believe last week's track was like a really solid mix as well. So, no shocker there, but very crisp, definitely. Um, Shining Star, the instrumental though, man, this one's kind of tough. I like both the melody and the drums on this, but I think what stuck out to me the most was the structure. Like the structure was like pretty unique, and like the instrumental wasn't like too simple, but it was a very like face value, like okay, like this is what the instrumental kind of is about to like really like you kind of like understood where it was going from the jump, and that's kind of like what I liked about it was the structure was kind of like was like slightly unique, but it was like very easy to like understand as well. Like the structure was just very like it fostered that freestyle kind of environment, definitely, like 100%. So I love the structure for sure. So let's talk vocals. So it's tagged freestyle, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's definitely a majority freestyle. You know what I mean? It's not like a super like off the dome freestyle, but probably like punch in, punch out. You know, not like super written and just kind of said fuck it kind of track, which I like that a lot. The vocal mix is solid. Again, kind of has that raw approach, but it's still crisp. Sits well on the instrumental. Nothing clashing to overbearing at all there either. So I'm a big fan of the vocal mix because again, it keeps that raw approach to it. You know. So instrumental mix solid. Writing might be the shining star. I like the writing a lot, but um the flow and cadence was like super memorable and super like catchy. So like any first time listener is guaranteed to play this at least all the way through. And then if they like it, they're definitely gonna come back for more. You know what I mean? It was definitely like a catchy flow and cadence. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say flow and cadence, definitely the shining star here, for sure. I love this flow and cadence. It just brings that like good energy to like the beginning of a track. You know what I mean? So, or a project, I should say, because again, this is all with like this being the intro song in mind. So very important there. Um, so let's talk theme. What was this full project called? And then my dreams came true. Okay, yeah, so very solid aesthetics when it comes to the theme. And definitely a project worthy cover. Definitely dreamlike. Definitely love the color palette. Like the blues here are fucking vibrant as shit. And I just love the minimal kind of like border, and then you have only like the two like brackets here on the side. I like this a lot. Shout out whoever did that art because I like that art a lot. Um, so aesthetics are on point, especially when you consider the fact that this is a full project. So, um, overall theme Delirious is definitely all in the hook. But this song was like almost like listening to like a story. Um, Avanko's kind of like ability to like put lyrics into almost story format is like really fire. This is one of those songs that you wouldn't turn off even if you really didn't like it, just because you were just listening to the freestyle. You were listening to like see how this was progressing. You know what I mean? That's why songwriting was like super a close second there. You know what I mean? 100%. So um Delirious is like almost one of those. It's not like a fantasy track. Like I'm sure it's an extension of some Avanko like experience, but the storytelling here was excellent and just one of those themes that you can easily pick up on. You know what I mean? So with that said, huge shout out to Avanko. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you follow Avanko on SoundCloud. Literally 6 away from 400. That's a great milestone, man. Make sure you follow Avanko on Twitter as well. Literally approaching 3.5 on the Bird app. Go show him some love over there as well. And with that said, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe to the Music Money's YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 170 subscribers on the main channel. Go show the main channel some love. We upload 2 times a week, literally every Thursday and Saturday. So go check out the channel and show these artists some love. Let's fucking go. And again, shout out to the late night crew in the later half of the Music Mondays podcast. First 2 hours, shout out those homies as well, and shout out anybody that made it to the late night. And it's not even late night, but you know what I mean. I mean, shit, it's late night over in the UK. It's like damn near fucking what? What, like 5 a.m. or something over there? Probably 6 a.m. maybe. Nah, late as fuck though. Nah, probably like 3 a.m. Yeah, I think it's 3 a.m. But regardless, let's continue on and see what else we got for our community submissions. Up next, we would have had Blank Thought, but Blank Thought is also a Music Money's Patreon, so we already played their submission first. Huge shout out to Blank Thought. Okay, so up next, we have a very, very talented artist that we haven't heard from in quite a while, and we haven't had a chance to react to their submissions, by the name of Bassie. Bassie's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful alternative vocalist, and they submitted a track titled Can't Say. Let's take a look here. Let's see what we got. Brand new, 2023, 2 minutes, 56 seconds. Bassie and Joss Lockwood. I'm curious if this is a feature or this is just the producer. Dang, Joss. Okay. Huh. Okay, so I'm gonna assume it's a feature for sure. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got here. It's been a while since we heard from Bassie. They submitted Can't Say.
I might slip and crash through. Water's looking so good from here, no. It's only good from here, though. I saw the sun glowing through all the winter's clouds. But if it rains, at least I still got you. Going out, the sky's turning blue. I'm outside, and it's do or die. But I can't say I can't decide. I try, I'm looking past the sun. I don't know what I'm meant to do.
This was such a vibe. Great outro. Well fucking done, man. Holy shit. Yeah, it's been a while since we've heard from Bassie, man, so it's always a pleasure. Always a fucking pleasure. Alright. let's break this one down, my friends. Let's talk. So, shit. We're talking about three things here because there's a couple great talking points. So we're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of Can't Say. So, man, oh man, oh man. Starting with the instrumental, so much personality, and it's so simple, but it's so wide. It's really fucking well done. So with that said, the mix is fucking solid. Nothing clashing to overbearing, nothing fighting for space in the mix. Everything leveled really well. The instrumental mix is definitely solid for sure. Let's see. So it's kind of crazy how simple this instrumental is because I almost like got stun locked there because it's such a simple it's like a really simple instrumental, but it's so wide and it's filled with so much emotion and personality. I love the guitar and the structure too. The structure is like a big shining star here. I love how everything's structured. Um Man, yeah, probably the melody, to be honest. The melody is like such a great foundation for these vocals. Definitely the melody, definitely is a shining star, for sure. Um, let's talk vocals though. So Bassie really like went above and beyond here. Like really fucking went above and beyond. Vocal mix is really solid for both Bassie and Jess. I think they sound great together, but they also sound great on this instrumental. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that they're a solid duo, but the mix itself is very solid. Again, they just sit really well, and nothing's clashing. Nothing's like higher, lower. Levels are perfect. Solid mix. So the engineer did a really good job. Man, I really like the cadence and the flow because both of them just really like picked this up and just ran with it. You know what I mean? So peaceful, so ambient. Really like the like one of the definitions of like genuine alternative underground rock. You know what I mean? Like this is one of them for sure. So I'm a big fan of how they work together as a duo, but really just the flow of this song and the vocal structure and kind of how everything blends together. But writing is like um another close second if I'm being honest. But I'm gonna say flow and cadence for sure on this one. Um Yeah, flow and cadence definitely is a shining star. I just like this kind of um this like almost ambient yet like emotion filled kind of approach that they both took on this track. So definitely well done. But let's talk theme here. So um I've been a huge fan of Bassie covers for quite a while. Um Totally hit home for me. I just love the retro kind of foliage nature aesthetic mixed with like a light font. Huge like Midwest like I just love this classical vibe. So it's obviously an easy 10 out of 10 from me. But it gets the job done as well as far as like being peaceful. You know what I mean? It's definitely peaceful for sure. So definitely hits the mark on like capturing the vibe. But overall theme, can't say. Um, Definitely a relatable one. For a lot of people, you know, mainly relating to things you can't say, things you shouldn't say, not being able to say things. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of wordplay with it, but at the same time, there's a lot of like personal storytelling with it, and just lighthearted lines that are like, wow, that was relatable as fuck. But it's all presented in such like a very ambient, chill, like light alternative rock vibe, and it was perfect. It was fucking perfect. But yeah, definitely a theme that a lot of people can get behind. And then again, like even if you're kind of not going through this kind of thing lyrically, you could totally appreciate this sonically. You know what I mean? So, well fucking done. Huge shout out to Bassi. Thank you so much for this submission, my friend. Much, much love. And make sure you follow Bassi on Spotify. And of course, make sure you follow Bassi on Twitter. Literally 10 away from 370. Right milestone. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 170 Subroonies on the main channel. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff is available on the main channel. So make sure you go show the main channel some love. How the fuck are we doing, chat? King Mark, what's going down? Tapping in. How we cooking? New chat overlay is clean. Yeah, it's mad funny you mentioned that, because, like, shit. The other, I think last week's episode, yeah, I noticed the fucking, my chat, plugin was like broken, so I went and fixed it today, and I was like, you know what, I'm changing it because you can't see it on like white backgrounds. Like on like this background here it's fine, but on like the pure like you know, like SoundCloud for instance, like you can't see it on there, you know what I mean? So it looks much better here for sure. But what's good? Happy Monday. Hope you're well. Fucking get it, baby. Yeah, so we left off with the homie Bassi, and up next we got the homie Black Cash. Now, Black Cash has been fucking killing it as far as releases go, and everything we've heard on the show has been like in fucking insane. A very, very talented independent hip hop artist. Clout Demons is their submission this week. Produced by TF Music MA, engineering by Kid Cosmo. Clout Demons, YouTube. Okay. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Hold up. March 15th. So definitely not like super brand new, but not old whatsoever. Still 2023. All right. Let's bump up the quality and let's get into it. Black Cash, Clout Demons.
Put no fake rappers out. They do anything for clout. For the clout. These niggas be demon, they plotting and scheming for no fucking reason. They running with heathen, just give me your reason. Bet I leave them bleeding, I'm coming with legions. I got them believing, and you want that clout. Put no fake rappers out. I don't summon no spirits, I'm naturally gifted. Vibration and rhythm whenever I'm spitting. Freestyler is written, you know that I'm killing a lyrical villain. I'm rocking the ceiling, I'm quick in the building. No, I ain't still feeling sick with this shit, and my listeners be illin'.
What
Chasing
the
the bag, I
fuck?
ain't catching no feeling. Ain't pressed by no pussy, these bitches be with it. Y'all niggas looking for fame quick, selling out on some lame shit. How can I explain it? My life is not your entertainment. I'm locking home with the bull, eating beats never full. Knock me down, now I'm back up. Reload the clip, now I'm back up. They do anything for clout. They do anything. These niggas be demon, they plotting and scheming for no fucking reason. They running with heathen, just give me your reason. Bet I leave them bleeding, I'm coming with legions. I got them believing, and you want that clout. Put them fake rappers out. They do anything. Blood on the wall of the splatter. The game about to fix me a platter. Your opinion, it don't really matter. I'm prepared to come kill all that chatter. Be your heart, it go pitter and patter. Buzz of the barrel, my shot do not scatter. He say he pissed, shot into his bladder. It's back to the booth to make my pockets fatter. The words on the brush that I paint with. These rappers ain't peeping my language. On my way and just stay in your lane, bitch. Say my name and I promise I'm aiming. For your head and your chest, I've been training. Situations I don't plan to hang in. Keep the clout, my flow is sustaining. Minded this beat and this fake rappers out. They do anything for clout. They do
Holy
anything.
fuck.
These niggas be demon, they plotting and scheming for no fucking reason. They running with heathen, just give me your reason. Bet I leave them bleeding, I'm coming with legions. I got them believing, and you want that clout. They do anything for clout. They do anything. These niggas be demon, they plotting and scheming for no fucking reason. They running with heathen, just give me your reason. Bet I leave them bleeding, I'm coming with legions. I got them believing, and you want that, 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 you want that. They do it all for what?
Fuck,
They
man.
do it all for clout. They do anything. Hey.
Yep.
Put them fake rappers out. They do it all for clout. Clout, clout, clout. I'm ready. They do it all for clout.
Wow, bro. Alright. Like, Black Cash is so fucking talented when it comes to just raw fucking hip hop. Like, such a writer, man. Such a writer. Alright, so let's break this down. We're gonna talk about three things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Cloud Demons, which I mean, relatively obvious theme, but we're still gonna touch on it nonetheless. So, man, oh man, oh man. Start with the instrumental. Let's talk. Mix is great. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Love this instrumental a lot. Like true modern hip hop at its finest. Kind of like brings a little bit like earlier hip hop vibes, but just with modern sounds. I like the sound selection a lot here. And I'm not sure. I like the structure too. Drums are bringing a lot of like kind of like the stiffness you need and like making it really knock. But that piano is like really fucking crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna say melodies, man. Melodies definitely a shining star here for sure. And I just like the instrumental choice overall too. A Black Cash always does really well when it comes to choosing instrumentals and like getting a vision on what they want to do. So yeah, melody all day, 100%. Let's talk vocals. Vocals. Man. First off, mix is great. Super raw, but very crisp. It's that like up close and personal feel, you know what I mean? So I love the vocal mix a lot. And again, sits great on the instrumental. Everything cuts through nicely. Definitely a solid vocal mix, without a doubt. But couple things here, man. Like the way this song is set up, I love the structure. The hook is fucking great, and the verses are nuts. Like the thing that I like about this song, right, is that Black Cash went with this format where like the verses have this insane flow, super fast paced, high energy, and then the hook kind of reels it back in a bit and kind of does like kind of like the anthem style where it's just, you know, the Cloud Demons kind of hook and it's a little bit more laid back. And the verses come in and they're crazy. So like I love the structure of it all for sure. Flow and cadence got to be it though. The flow and cadence like right at the start, I was like, holy shit. Yeah, flow and cadence definitely sold the deal here 100%. Like right off the rip, you're gonna appreciate this if you appreciate hip hop. But you're also gonna like play this whole track all the way through if you're a first time listener, just because the flow at the start is like captivating. You're like, oh shit, motherfucker means business. So it's like definitely flow and cadence for sure. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics. Great aesthetics, to be honest with you. Like relatively like simple cover, but I remember Black Cash commenting on one of our videos talking about how he just likes to have fun with his art, and that's what it's really all about, you know what I mean? Like, because we uploaded that video a couple weeks ago about how to choose your cover art, and like, you know, you don't need anything unless you want it to be really crazy, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need a crazy ass cover with $1,000 budget, and if you want that, that's fine too, because you can do that, but you also can just go your own route and however you want to go, because like I said, a cover won't necessarily make or break the song. Like if the song's fire, period. You know what I mean? Period. So just make it something you think looks dope and something that you enjoy, and just let the sound speak for itself. And that's always what I liked about Black Cash, 100%. So well done on the aesthetics for sure. Let's talk overall theme. So like I said, relatively simple overall theme. Definitely something you can like clearly be like, oh wow, okay. But Black Cash does a really good job backing it up though. Like each verse is fully like detailed on like what clout demons do, fully detailed on like not co-signing any fake clout shit. And I think Black Cash did like the perfect diss to clout demons, to be honest with you, and like clout chasers and weird people that just do weird shit for clout. You know what I mean? Like we've all met a person like that or seen a person like that. Okay, you've either met one or know of one. You know what I mean? So, simple theme, like I said, but really well executed and really well written. So, with that said, huge shout out to Black Cash. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you subscribe to Black Cash on YouTube. Literally 2 subscribers away from 180, man. That's a great milestone. And of course, make sure you follow Black Cash on Twitter, approaching 2.6K on Twitter. That is also a great milestone. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. We're approaching 170 Subaroonies on the main channel. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. And of course, you know, make sure you check out these artists and go check out the main channel, man. God damn. You know what's up with over there, man. Show a lot of love to these artists, all right? So, with that said, let's continue on. So up next, we got the homie Lord Heretic. Now, many of you know that me and Heretic have been putting in the work since last year. Also a very good friend of mine. And, man, somebody who's just, like, upped their work ethic insane in 2023. Just at an insane rate, man. And shit, even in 2022. But it's been a while since we've been able to react to Heretic here on the show. So, shit. Let's see what we got. A little private for my Music Mondays comeback. It's not private anymore because it's already dropped. Heretic submitted Musou Mode. And for those of you that don't know Heretic, definitely one of the leading scorers when it comes to heavy vocals, alternative kind of funk, real raw hip-hop vocals as well. Heretic has a couple different styles that he likes to dive into. But it's usually a very mixed bag, but very much hip-hop centered and very much funk centered, and you know, just a great genre blender, if I'm being honest. So let's see what we got here. What we will do is we'll pop it open in a new tab. We'll check out this cover art because the homie Mild did this piece actually, and I know Heretic really enjoyed this. I like the infrared vision filter. I feel like this is like hard as fuck, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So I could see why Heretic took a liking to it. So let's take a gander. Lord Heretic, Musou Mode, Prod Aesthetic Gloom. Ah shit. Jesus, bro. This fool, man. Fuck, bro.
Harry World.
Damn, man. Damn. New Harry indeed, my friend. So, like I said, man, it's been so long since we've actually broken down some Heretic here on the show, because Heretic is, many of you know, not only a very like a busy artist, you know, me and him have really upped the work ethic and upped the content like tenfold, but Heretic's also a staff writer here at Music Mondays. So, like I said, it's just been so long, and we've reacted to this to so many like more classical Heretic tracks. I feel like Heretic has really fully matured, like in like such a crazy light. It's actually insane to think about. You know what I mean? Because I remember reacting to tracks with, you know, Dread and Oni and just like Dark Souls 2 stuff and um the whole like lineup of singles, and then a bunch of stuff off of And Still I Wept, you know. So we've reacted to quite a few Lord Heretic tracks, but none of the recents. So this one's kind of interesting. But with that said, let's break this down. So we're gonna talk about three things. We're talking about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Musa mode. So man, Aesthetic Gloom in the instrumental, man. Aesthetic Gloom is a producer that we've seen work with Heretic since Heretic has ever been submitting to the show. I bet you the first thing Heretic ever submitted on the show was probably Prod Aesthetic Gloom. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. Very talented producer from Russia. Really brings like a lot of like harder funk vibes, alternative funk, you know, even like darker trap vibes as well. But man, this instrumental, a fucking one, super high energy, mix is very clean, nothing clashing to overbearing. I've always been a big fan of Aesthetic Gloom and how they've always approached instrumentals, because I know Aesthetic like just pumps out like so many beats like a day, always sending packs, da 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 da. But this is a producer that like loves their craft, so like that'll always explain it. But at the same time, like they just have such a unique approach with how they work and like what they come out with too, because it's always like top tier quality shit like this. Like it's very top quality. I like the melody, but drums definitely do it here for me. Aesthetic really killed the drums. More specifically, I guess the drum patterns, but the drum selection is like another kind of like major talking point here. So yeah, drums are definitely a shining star without a doubt. Let's talk vocals. So vocal mix is great. This was mixed by Freed, otherwise known as Disco Corpses. Again, this isn't an engineer that we've gotten the chance to react to here on the show with Heretic, but nonetheless, a vocal mix is super clean. Everything sits really well, actually. Everything cuts through insanely nicely. Like, this knocks, like, really fucking knocks. So, definitely a big fan of this mix. So, yeah, vocal mix is solid. Couple things here, though. Writing is excellent. Punchlines are, like, really fucking insane. But there's a couple things I really like about this outside of that. Flow and cadence is big here. Delivery is like fucking fire, but I like the variety. Like the second verse and kind of like the whole whisper style is really unique and definitely something new that we haven't heard from Heretic here on the show. So that's also again like something really cool to see. And really just hits us with this like infinite like range of punchlines that are like from highs to lows, and it's like, wait a second, hold up. You know what I mean? So this is like one of those tracks that you'll 100% put on repeat just to like dissect all the bars out of it. So I might go with writing for the Shining Star here. But I'm a big fan of this flow too. So I'm kind of tied between the two. But yeah, Writing, yeah, it's got to be writing, man. The writing here is crazy. The writing here is just fucking crazy. Punchline after punchline, and it's backed up by like such a good delivery. So yeah, got to be writing Shining Star for sure. Let's talk theme. So, like I said, you got the good homie Mild on the cover art. Heretic requested this and really took a liking to this Mild cover art. So huge shout out to Mild for this one. Like I said, I enjoy the kind of like infrared, like deep friedness of it, and it totally like has that Heretic aggression to it, like for sure. So that's definitely a plus. Overall theme, the title's definitely an ode to Dynasty Warriors, and it definitely brings off this kind of like, again, high energy, high aggression, like shit. Just you could even compare it to like Super Saiyan shit. Like Heretic starts off so hot and it doesn't stop all the way until like the later half, and then like the later half kind of like simmers down, not lyrically but just energy wise, and then we kind of close it back out and it's like, fuck, man, fuck. So you get like a whole just range of emotions in what, 2 minutes and 9 seconds, you know what I mean? So you get like everything you like about Heretic in this one track, you know what I mean? I think that's what's really cool about it too, is like you get everything you like about Heretic in this one whole 2 minutes. Verse after verse, the aggression, the high energy. So, execution is really well done here. Really fucking well done. And with that said, huge shout out to Lord Heretic. Make sure you go follow Heretic on SoundCloud. Literally 2 followers away from 810, man. And of course, make sure you follow Lord Heretic on Twitter. Literally 6 away from 260, man. Go show Heretic some love of the bird, alright? Go show Heretic some love of the bird. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. Every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And, I mean, come on. We upload every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a lot of good stuff is available on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. And we're approaching 170 subarumis. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, man. And let's fucking get back into it, chat. I hope we're doing just fine. So, I think we have Laveri's up next. Got the homie Offspring. And where is Fox, a first-time submitting artist? And the Fallen Music. Okay. So we got like a good like 2 or 3 left. So we just left off with Lord Heretic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go use the bathroom really quick, and we'll get these last 4 submissions completed, and then we should be good to go, chat. So we'll be right back with episode 121 in about 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Music Mondays podcast, episode 121. I'm your host, Zom Blaze. How we doing? Let's get right back into it. I know we have a couple of community submissions left for the night, so let's hop right back into it. We left off with the homie Lord Heretic, and up next, we got the homie Laveries. Again, a very, very talented hip-hop artist. Slight alternative aspects, definitely one of the more unique hip hop styled artists we have in the community, 100%. So they submitted Low Key Antisocial, one of my oldest songs, still one of my faves too. Okay. Take a look here. Let's take a look here. Low Key Antisocial. I believe this has a feature on it. Yeah, Brandon the Kid. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Laveries, Low Key Antisocial.
Love you, Magic.
Got these LA vibes, feeling low-key antisocial. And your bitch wanna ride, she gon' ride me roller coaster. If you wanna get high, get this weed and we can roll up. And I stay fucked up, you don't ever see me sober. Got these LA vibes, feeling low-key antisocial. And your bitch wanna ride, she gon' ride me roller coaster. If you wanna get high, get this weed and we can roll up. And I stay fucked up, you don't ever see me sober. This little bitch must think I'm dumb, this little bitch must think I'm stupid. I'm tryna beat it down, I'm tryna leave you with some bruises. Little baby, keep your calm, oh little baby, please don't lose it. I'll hit you up next week and be like, what you doing? You wanna suck me up, wanna 2 more times again. Got this bitch up on her knees and she saying amen. Got your bitch, I got your friend. She gon' get up on the dick and she gon' run, not stop until I make it to the fucking end. Yeah, she love to roll it up, so I think my new bitch cooler. You had me fucked up, I ain't want you in my future. This shit messing with my lungs. Yeah, I think I'm dying soon. I ain't really got no feelings, but I'm still gonna do it. Got these LA vibes, feeling low-key antisocial. And your bitch wanna ride, she gon' ride me roller coaster. If you wanna get high, get this weed and we can roll up. And I stay fucked up, you don't ever see me sober. Got these LA vibes, feeling low-key antisocial. And your bitch wanna ride, she gon' ride me roller coaster. If you wanna get high, get this weed and we can roll up. And I stay fucked up, you don't ever see me sober.
I stay fucked up, never sober. I might hit you in the store. I could never let you play on like a game with no control. Came from the bottom, but I skipped over niggas, I jumped right over. When I shoot, you better duck. Pussy nigga, go take cover. I'ma shoot that bitch over and over. I done turned up, I split lean up in the Rover. In ATL, bitch, I just dropped the bag. I could run it up again, I see why fuck niggas mad. This a trap on the motor road. Don't hit me up when you need closure. I think I need a bad back, I should just keep fucking me over. I guess you forgot what I said, I guess you forgot what I told you. Fuck everything that I told you, I regret this when you older.
Got these LA vibes, feeling low-key antisocial. And your bitch wanna ride, she gon' ride me roller coaster. If you wanna get high, get this weed and we can roll up. And I stay fucked up, you don't ever see me sober. Got these LA vibes, feeling low-key antisocial. And your bitch wanna ride, she gon' ride me roller coaster. If you wanna get high, get this weed and we can roll up. And I stay fucked up, you don't ever see me sober.
That's kind of crazy that this is older too. Like, you could totally see the progression from Laveries here, like without a doubt. Okay, so let's break this one down. We're gonna talk about 3 things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Low Key Antisocial. So, man, let's break this down. The instrumental mix is very, very solid. Nothing clashing, too overbearing at all. Levels are nice. Drums definitely knock. I like the melody. It definitely has some emotion to it. Drums give it the bounce, but I really want to say the melody's a shining star here. As far as the instrumental goes, it definitely brings that emotion, but it brings that like ambient kind of somber feeling as well. Really unique. So definitely a fan of the melody a lot. Definitely a shining star for sure. Let's talk vocals. So mix is solid. Nothing clashing again, too overbearing. Levels are solid. Vocals sit nice. Drums cut through nicely. Yeah, overall a very crisp and well-rounded mix as far as vocals go. So 2 verses on here. And Laverius is bringing this very much like raw, honest, like hip hop flow matched with like lyrics. So it's like, okay, you could see where Laverius was going with this, and then the feature, Brandon the Kid, totally came in and like gave this a new kind of melodic, different kind of vibe. And I think that's like the best thing you could ask of like any feature, right? Is they just come in, they do their thing, but they like stay on the theme and they stay on kind of course of where you were going, but they just did it in their way. And I think that's what Brandon was able to do here 100%. Totally like really went above and beyond and like really gave this whole track like a new melodic side of things. So I'm a big fan of this feature as well. But man, between the both of them, I would have to say writing. Writing, like the whole song is written really well, and it gives you like very much like LA vibes, like pretty much like the first line says. Like it does give that like late night drive, kind of like kick back and like chill, 3 a.m. type shit. You know what I mean? So definitely writing is totally a shining star here, 100%. So instrumental solid, writing definitely solid, or vocals definitely solid. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics, man, totally reminds me of like one of those like insane like little kid drawings that like happen in like horror movies, and they're like, what does your imagination see? And it's like some shit like this. You know what I mean? So I like the choice a lot, especially for the song title Low Key Antisocial. I definitely think it was a solid choice for sure. Easy and really attractive. You know what I mean? It's very much intriguing, and it's gonna get people to remember 100% if they take a liking. You know what I mean? So aesthetics on point. Overall theme, low key antisocial. I mean, pretty self-explanatory theme, right? Like not really wanting to fuck with too many people, but like wanting to fuck with people, but at the same time, like it's just how you are type shit. Like everybody's kind of felt that way after a certain point. You know what I mean? And depending on what you're going through in life, you can feel this way as well. So I think Laverius definitely hit the nail on the head when it comes to expressing those kinds of feelings, especially with other people involved. Same thing with Brandon the Kid. They both stayed on theme pretty well. So well done. With that said, huge shout out to Laverius. Much love, and make sure you follow Laverius on Spotify, and of course make sure you follow Laverius on Twitter. Laverius is approaching literally 90 followers, man. Go show Laverius some love on the bird, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays podcast if you haven't already. On YouTube, we are approaching 170 subscribers on the main channel, so make sure you go show some love to the main channel. We upload every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, exclusive tracks, tips and tricks, a whole lot of good stuff's available on the channel. So make sure you go show the channel some love. Let's fucking get it, baby. So, continuing on, up next, we have the homie Offspring Mysterious. Again, a very, very talented producer. Been super consistent in 2023, going in with their new music art series. We've reacted to a couple of these over the last couple of weeks. And I'm definitely excited to see what Offspring has for us this week at Music Mondays. They submitted Music Art Night Till Dawn. Okay. Hold up here. Let's see what we got. So we'll crank up the quality. We'll hit the sound. And we'll see what Offspring has for us. 3 months ago, so definitely not super new, but not super old either. And Night Till Dawn. Let's check this out before we even watch. Okay, so 4 years ago, yeah, Offspring's catching up with all these music arts, man, and I love that. Totally catching up. But let's get into it. Music art, Night Till Dawn, Offspring, Mysterious. Offspring, what's good? I hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. It's time. I kind of like this concept. That one was kind of interesting. What? Okay. Damn. No, that one was 100% interesting. What the fuck? Okay. Alright. Let's break this one down. We're gonna talk about two things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, and we're gonna talk about the visual music art. So, damn. Alright. Let's talk instrumental. Now, this is an older track, right? But, again, Offspring is definitely, come a long way, especially production-wise, when it comes to their music. But this one definitely sounds very refined. And, starting with the mix is solid. Again, nothing clashy to overbearing. Everything kind of bumps pretty well. I would say the bass is solid too. So yeah, the mix is relatively crisp, to be honest with you. Something we've gotten used to with Offspring Mysterious' music, though. We're definitely used to it being pretty well-rounded when it comes to a mix. So not too much of a shocker there, but always gotta point that out, So the mix is solid, but I'd say Shining Star, I'm tied between the bass and the melody. Probably the melody, just because it's so memorable and catchy. And the drums kind of just give it that extra spice to it for sure. So definitely the melody 100%. The visual is a really interesting addition to music art. I like how this one makes you think. And this one isn't inherently super obvious. And Offspring always has the detailed super descriptions as well. So there's a whole lore behind this, and it's something that you would watch and you would think, and it's just so interesting. You know what I mean? This one definitely made me think, and it was oh shit. So this one I like for the mysterious aspect of it, and it definitely it definitely kept up that night vibe. It definitely for sure. It wasn't Offspring sometimes in their visuals and in the music art sometimes can have like a brighter color palette. This one definitely felt like nighttime. You know what I'm saying? Definitely felt like nighttime. So the music art was really well done. And of course, like the photo side of things too. I like those transitions. That's probably my favorite part was the photo side of things. Just how well that transition was like really well done. Um, so let's fucking get it, Offspring. Another fine addition of music art. Well done. And with that said, make sure you go subscribe to Offspring Series on YouTube. Literally 4 subs away from 110, man. 4 subs. Go show some love to Offspring on YouTube. And of course, make sure you follow Offspring Series on Twitter. Literally 9 followers away from 840. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe. I mean, we're approaching 170 subscribers on the main Music Mondays YouTube channel. We upload every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff is available on the Music Mondays channel. And huge shout out to anybody that already has subscribed as well. So make sure you go show the channel some love along with these artists. So up next, we would have the homie New Pat, but we've already reacted to this a couple weeks ago, so feel free to resubmit with any other track you'd like us to react to here on the show. So, up next, we have the homie Where Is Fox, aka Fox. Okay. So this is a first time submitting artist, though. Keep that in mind. So, they submitted a track titled Double Turn 97. Okay. So, we don't know what to expect. We're going in, I love this cover, by the way. Holy shit. Jesus, is that a Zom cover? My God. In the Garden. Damn. Okay. Let's get into it. First time submitting artist, Fox, Double Turn 97.
Playing up my insecurities, nobody reassuring me. I stopped making moves unless I knew it was a certainty. A bad move, assuredly. Too many times getting burned first degree. That shit murders me. Fuck you mean you never heard of me? I guess I gotta spend some more time on the Discord server. See, I don't care if you follow me on Twitter. I know I got some demons that I gotta get rid of, but I spend way too much time off the gummies on the internet. I do my best to disconnect in the meantime, and in between time spent on the album, I'm just chilling with some spirits that I see as kindred. I'm just not as dedicated to the mission as I once was. I guess that I was building up some buzz, but then I got complacent and I fucked up. Sometimes I wonder if I spend too much time getting fucked up. My mama probably thinks so. These days the drama caused my nose to crinkle. I'm not ready for eternity. I just don't know what it's worth to me. Nobody wants to work with me. Lately none of my friends have heard from me, but I'm not perfect, see. I'm working on it, give me time. I spend a month constructing every rhyme, and it still comes out haphazard. Have to pick a good day to record for my voice. I'm fucking asthmatic, coughing up a lung in between takes. But desire is how relief tastes. For fuck's sake, keep the beats handcuffed to me in a briefcase. Scene break.
Okay, that was a really interesting experience. Very, very interesting. All right. I like the retro approach with the instrumental as well. But a couple things to talk about here. So let's break this down. We're gonna talk about 3 things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Double Turn 97. Let's talk instrumental. So mix is fire. I like the instrumental mix a lot. It's definitely wide. It's definitely crisp for sure. Overall, considering just the instrumental mix was definitely solid. Again, nothing clashing, too overbearing. I like how the instrumental mix came out for sure. Shining Stars probably structure. I really like this instrumental structure, and like I said, I like the kind of retro vibe that this gives off. It gives off that kind of classic, almost classical hip hop vibe, but it's definitely pretty modern. Probably structure, but the drums are really solid too. So drums are definitely a close second. I would say instrumental structure for sure. Definitely instrumental structure, 100%. Man. Okay, so instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. I love like the raw approach. Like I love the raw approach with like this cypher kind of classic hip hop vibe for sure. The thing that I noticed was it's almost like the vocals are trying to like fight for space with the instrumental. Like the instrumental's like slightly louder, and that could be like a creative thing. Like that's something you wanted to like really, you know, do with this song. But in turn, like, you know, it definitely took away from like the full lyrical experience here. So that is one thing I can say about the mix. But other than that, very solid. I like the raw approach, like I said. So yeah, let's talk Shining Star. I would say flow and cadence. I feel like Fox flowed really well on this. I like the flow and cadence for sure. Definitely, without a question. So instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk theme. So 10 out of 10 cover for me already. I just love these kind of nature foliage kind of covers, man. It's so like such a good choice. Such a solid fucking choice. You know what I mean? So and especially for a project, it's such a great choice. So love that one. Definitely. Double Turn 97 overall theme. Kind of an interesting one. Probably a track title that means more to Fox and just kind of has a lot of personal and sentimental value. Again, not really like a jump out theme either, kind of in like a cypher, almost like freestyle approach. So there's definitely lyricism at the forefront here. So yeah, not necessarily a bad thing at all. I definitely think this is more of like a showing off the lyrical prowess and really just kind of absorbing the songwriting here from Fox. So for a first time submitting artist, well done, my friend. Thank you for your submission. Make sure you follow Fox on Spotify, and of course make sure you follow Fox on Twitter. They are approaching literally 770 followers on the Bird app, so go show Fox some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe to the Music Wonders YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 170 subscribers. We upload every Thursday and Saturday, man. Full podcast episodes, again, exclusive segments, tips and tricks, a whole lot of good stuff's available on the main channel. So go show these artists in the main channel some love. And if you already have, we see you dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good stuff. And we appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, my friends, last but not least, a first time submission from The Fallen Music. The Fallen Records Music Collective, indie label, and music promotion. Widow Black Spider-Man. Okay, so some first time submitting artists here, and we have a visual as well. Okay. Let's see what we got here. 3 years ago. Holy shit. So definitely not new. Holy fuck. Lots of love in the comments. Okay. Audio and video by Eddie Vocals, produced by Starcore, Widow Black, Spider-Man. Alright. First time submitting artist. Widow Black. Let's check this out. Lyric Studio presents
Bitch, I sleeping in. Got a bunch of glitches and some secrets that I'm keeping in. 30 windows to my soul, now you ain't even peeping in. Suck the juices out your skull, I made the web I'm sleeping in. Tossing, turning like a junkie that just kicked dope. Crosses burning, get your kids off like a sick pope. Now you're squirming, tangled all up in my thick rope. I was just as happy back when I was pissed, bro. I dumped the body in the jar when I just lay back. These silky sheets around my body like an A-sack. I'm searching for a memory that I can play back. You get that rappers be epitome of lame crap. You say strap, you better squeeze tight. Take away your getting beat you in a street fight. Your head goes bad after I drop you from the street light. My will of the story, little homie, used to be nice. I can wrap you up like a spider can. Venom leaking it, numb you up like lidocaine. Dressed in red and black, under this Nanaimo rain. Bitch, I feel like Spider-Man. I can wrap you up like a spider can. Venom leaking it, numb you up like lidocaine. Dressed in red and black, under this Nanaimo rain. Bitch, I feel like Spot you like a viper, man. Now the venom seeping in, shutting down your circuit board. I'm frying you from deep within. Balance on the building like a lily pad. I'm leaping in. Somebody knocking on the door, but I can't let the reaper in. Lot of learning since I crawled out of the thick, yo. Dancing skeletons appear out of the thick smoke. I don't care what baby rappers think my shit's dope. I just put it in her mouth until I hit throat. I turn that pussy to a plum, a pinky lilac. I bust a nut onto a front and then go way back. I lost inside my head, I wander like a stray cat. Don't see no color anymore, it'll be gray black. A lot of way whack, a lot of bleed sight. For doing all that wrong, I'm gonna make you bleed right. You sniffing like a rat or somebody that need white. I'ma wrap you up after I hit you with the big bite. I can wrap you up like a spider can. Venom leaking it, numb you up like lidocaine. Dressed in red and black, under this Nanaimo rain. Bitch, I feel like Spider-Man. I can wrap you up like a spider can. Venom leaking it, numb you up like lidocaine. Dressed in red and black, under this Nanaimo rain. Bitch, I feel like Spider-Man.
Okay. Wow. What a first time submission. Holy shit. The visual was really, really insane too. Like, super high quality. Let's see. Looks like they haven't uploaded anything in 2 years. Wow, okay. Interesting. Alright, let's break this down. We're gonna talk about 3 things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall... Actually, no, we're not gonna talk about the theme. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, and we'll talk about the visual. Talk about the visual, alright? So, man, oh man, oh man. Let's start with the instrumental. Mix is really, really solid. Nothing clashing, too overbearing at all. The vocals sit nicely. Everything cuts through really, really nicely. So yeah, the mix is crisp. The melody is solid, but the drums carry here for sure. Specifically the 808 and just the patterns themselves. Sound selection's really good with the drums too. So the drums are definitely the shining star for sure. So instrumental solid. I like the instrumental choice as well. So this producer definitely killed it. Let's talk vocals. Vocals. So a mix is really crisp. Vocals sit really, really nice on this instrumental. Everything cuts through nicely. Nothing's fighting for space. The levels are solid. Vocal mix is really A1. Really, really A1. And again, nothing clashing too overbearing, so vocals are solid. So lyrics are really solid, and I like the hook, but the flow and cadence throughout the whole song is really what got me. A really catchy flow and cadence, and a really like solid delivery to back it up. So flow and cadence gotta be 100%. I like the writing as a close second, but flow and cadence for sure the shining star when it comes to vocals, 100%. So let's talk visual. Man, oh man, oh man. So Widow Black is definitely super comfortable on camera, which I love, especially for first time submitting artists and visuals. Like, you know, that's always like the first thing that people notice is if you're like awkward on camera or you're kind of stiff. No, and every single one of these shots, Widow Black is super comfortable on camera, and really did a solid job when it comes to like the outdoor scenes. Like this one in particular, like on this garage here with the white car, that's really solid. I like the addition of like the Spider-Man in the costume. I think that was a nice addition too. But yeah, I think the shining star when it comes to this video has got to be the editing, right? It's all the small things. It's the spiders, it's the locations, it's the transitions, it's that shot, the shot with the red eyes. That one's crazy. But it's like all the small stuff packed up behind this editing, man, that really put this over the edge when it comes to the visual. So really well done. Really, really fucking well done. With that said, huge shout out to Widow Black. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go subscribe to Widow Black on YouTube. Literally 6 away from 70 subs. And of course, make sure you follow The Fallen Music on Twitter. 9 followers away from 400. A great, great milestone. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. Approaching 170 subscribers on the main channel. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, tips and tricks, a whole lot of good stuff's available on the main channel. So go show the main channel some love along with these artists. And if you already have, thank you. We see you dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good stuff. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that said, my friends, that concludes reactions and reviews for episode 121. Huge shout out to everybody that came through, showed love, and huge shout out to all of our artists, and huge shout out to our Music Mondays Patreons. King Mark, Cole Gerard, TDG, SLM, and Blank Dot. Huge shout out to all you guys for becoming Music Mondays Patreons, and huge shout out to everybody that submitted tonight. Hoodie Hilltop, Filter, No Name Dread, Braden, Curiosity, Absolo, Lil Sticks, Avanco, Blank Dot, Bassie, Black Cash, Lord Heretic, Lavaries, TDG, SLM, Offspring Mysterious, New Pat, Fox, and The Fallen Music. Thank you guys so much for your submissions tonight, and I hope you enjoyed. And huge shout out to anybody that came through, showed love in the chat tonight. So what we're going to do, we're going to say our goodbyes. We're going to talk about what's coming up for the next week or so, and just going to show some love to everybody else that came through and showed love tonight. Like I said, huge shout out to anybody that came through and showed love in the chat. Huge shout out to Ryuki, SLM, TDG, King Mark, and anybody else that lurked and chilled. Offspring Mysterious. Thank you so much, my friends. So yeah, submissions open tomorrow for next week's show. So if you're interested in submitting for the Music Mondays podcast episode 122, make sure you follow us on Twitter at All Music Mondays. Submissions will go live tomorrow. If you're watching this on YouTube, submissions are already live. Submissions will also be live for SoundCloud Sunday this Wednesday. If you're watching on YouTube as well, those are already live. Make sure you follow us on social media for our latest submissions updates. We're always posting about our playlists, the podcast submissions, and the latest Music Mondays content and uploads. Yeah, so the weekly content continues, my friends. Lots coming. We'll be uploading In Case You Missed It monthly. Brand new YouTube upload. A couple articles this week, actually. We'll be doubling up on our written segments. And we're going to be in the middle of scheduling some new interviews as well. So, again, huge shout out to our Music Mondays community. Huge shout out to the Music Mondays Patreons. You guys are amazing. And we're planning a lot of really cool stuff. And it's all slowly getting closer to being revealed. So make sure you stream us on all audio platforms at anchor.fm/Music Mondays. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays Patreon. Music Mondays Patreon is, of course, linked down below. And make sure you follow me at Zom Slays as well. And, of course, make sure you follow Music Mondays staff. It's been a good one, chat. Huge shout out to you guys. Again, I love you. Follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. And, of course, make sure you follow Music Mondays at All Music Mondays on all platforms. Take care. Be safe. I love you. We'll see you next Monday for episode 122. Later.